So it's Rondale Moore, the exciting true freshman who gets the first touch of his college career. Purdue won't have great field position for their first possession of the year. Here's how. And he had a great finish to the year despite playing with that knee injury. Purdue's going to throw the ball on their first play from scrimmage. And it's a nice completion on the left side to Jared Sparks.
He's 6'4", 225 pounds. Second year in the system. That's important to remember, not just for Sindelar, but this whole offense. Second year in the system, and allows you to play faster without thinking as much. And they're breaking in some new personnel around him, especially out on the perimeter.
2nd and 2. I think we'll see the ball in the air a lot. A nice pump fake, and that throw incomplete off the hand of Sparks to set up 3rd down. By the way, we appreciate that footage. You can check out the series finale of Golden Black Days, Tuesday, September 4th, 7 Eastern on Big Ten Network.
Yeah, I have enjoyed that show throughout the summer as we get ready for this game. You know, this is an offense that needs to find ways to make big plays in the passing game. They started to show that late last year, as you indicated, with Sindelar and the receivers. Finally getting into sync. They struggled throughout most of the first half of the season. Tight man-to-man here on 3rd and short from Northwestern.
DJ Knox is the running back. They're going to pass for a 3rd straight play, and they will just get the first down. Jackson Anthrop with the catch.
Yeah, kind of a little rub route, little crosser to the outside where they rolled him to the right. Just enough there with the receiver, Anthrop, getting to the edge there to the outside, and with the receiver on the outside crossing with him. The defender was close, but just not quick enough to keep him short of that first down.
And we'll see as the game goes on what kind of tempo Jeff Brom will use with his Boilermakers offense. I think he's feeling a lot more confident with his offense as this season gets started. Knox gets the first carry of the year. Gain of a couple yards. Patty Fisher in on the tackle. He'll be making a lot of tackles. There is the second-year Boilermakers head coach.
Intense coach. I think he has exuded a lot of confidence within this program. Got him to a bowl game last year. And I think that you look at the student section now. He was on the field before the game. Pat Fitzgerald looked up there, and it was full. And this was maybe 30 minutes before the game. He said 2 years ago there wasn't anybody up there.
Sindelar wide open across the middle and just maybe a little behind. Still probably could have been caught. That's that true freshman.
Well, that's part of just being a young guy, probably their most electrifying player on the outside. But you can see him make this move to the middle, and he's just feeling that safety. He's thinking about what to do with the ball after he makes the catch instead of just securing the ball. That was his first opportunity as a true freshman of his entire career. Just has to settle in, shake that one off, and eventually he's going to get some opportunities to make some plays.
A big-time high school player in Louisville, Kentucky. Went to the same high school as his now head coach, Jeff Brom. And they expect he's going to be a tremendous playmaker. Deep down the left side on this 3rd down, and almost a one-handed catch. Here comes the penalty flag. Trey Williams was in on the coverage intended for Terry Wright.
I think Trey Williams got the left hand onto Wright and pulled either on the elbow or the jersey. He rode him for about 10 or 15 yards with that left hand.
Automatic first down.
Pretty good effort there by Terry Wright to come up with the ball. There's a good look at it right there. The left hand holding on to that jersey, preventing Wright from going up to make the play. So Purdue takes a big shot there on 3rd and long. Not a very high percentage throw, and catch a break there with the pass interference and pick up another first down close to midfield here.
Not even a couple minutes into this 2018 season for Purdue and Northwestern. Boilermakers on the move. Elijah Sindelar from Princeton, Kentucky, swings it out. There's the first catch for Rondale Moore, and there's the athleticism. That's why they love this kid.
Yeah, that's why if you've watched Purdue and with that series you talked about, this is what they've seen a lot in scrimmages. It's a good look at it right there. It's the hat cam. Boy, that takes you really close to Moore there. It gives you a really good feel. But he is quick and accelerates upfield. And they just want to get him out there in space. I love they went back to him after he dropped the ball as well.
We're going to see more from hat cam tonight and all year. That one batted at the line of scrimmage and knocked down. And Northwestern knocks that pass down at 2nd and 10.
If you're looking at this scheme and how they're trying to get after Pat Fitzgerald's defense, it could be tough sledding to try to run the ball against this front. They have a lot of experience and size up there. Really good linebacker play led by Patty Fisher in the middle, the sophomore captain, number 42. So I'm not surprised they're spreading them out, trying to make plays on the perimeter.
This formation a little more bunched up. They fake to Moore. Sindelar throwing deep middle. He took a big hit and he throws into double coverage. It's an interception. No penalty flag thrown. Northwestern with the return outside the 30 and all the way outside the 35. Their safety J.R. Pace.
Northwestern put a lot of people up at the line of scrimmage showing a blitz, and all they did was drop a safety Pace to the middle of the field. Surprised at Sindelar. Again, it's the first game, but he has played a lot of ball in his career. Watch Pace back here just kind of drop and sit back in the middle of the field, and eventually he just throws it up and hopes. I don't know if he anticipated Pace not being there. He just didn't see him. That's double coverage, throwing late over the middle. Pretty easy interception for the sophomore J.R. Pace.
So Northwestern comes up with the turnover, and the Wildcats will have the ball for the first time. I thought Purdue had some under receivers that were open. Sindelar took the deep shot and threw the pick. And Clayton Thorson, now we get the confirmation, he does take the field. So he makes his season debut coming off that knee injury in the bowl game. A first play running play and some extra effort with a flag thrown in. Jeremy Larkin, a lot of attention on Larkin coming into this season because he's got to replace the all-time leading rusher in Northwestern history.
It's like hands to the face there, maybe by Purdue. Usually when you see a flag in that area, it's a holding call, but I thought Purdue, a couple of their defenders, maybe trying to set a tone early with some physicality, but getting their hands up into the face.
Personal foul, hands to the face. Defense, number 92. 15-yard penalty is added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
How about that? Purdue with a couple of first downs. They got the crowd excited. All of a sudden, 2 plays. Interception, run the football, hands into the face, and just like that, Northwestern with Clayton Thorson back at quarterback already in plus territory.
Well, Clayton, who had that knee injury on a trick play in the bowl game. It was kind of a stunning way for the veteran quarterback to go down. He has now, with this start tonight, started 40 games already in his Northwestern career. Huge experience. And his first pass attempt, we'll see. Pressured, he can move, and he'll just take the safe way out of bounds.
Coaches told us that he was relentless with his physical therapy and his rehab to try to get the knee back. He was determined to be out here for this football team. A lot of people in the NFL evaluating all the quarterbacks out there very high on Clayton Thorson and what he can bring to the next level. But I just love his determination to come back for his senior year to lead this football team after that injury.
I don't think it's quite 9 months from that surgery. So a very fast recovery. Swings his first completion of the year inside the 40. That's Cameron Green. They call him a super back. That's kind of what they call the H-back or the tight end in this offense.
Yeah, and when you have a quarterback like Thorson, this is a run-pass option offense, meaning it gives the quarterback the final decision to make a decision and look into that defense. And they overcommitted to Larkin in the running game with too many bodies. He's going to pull it out and throw it. And if they're out wide, he'll hand it off. That time he decided to throw.
Larkin alongside him on 3rd and short. They hand it off to Jeremy Larkin. He breaks a tackle and got close. Spun backwards. We'll see. I think he got a pretty decent spot. And that is a first down, Northwestern.
Good drive up front. Purdue knew what was coming. You know, this is the difference between this Northwestern team. You're used to, over the years, seeing Justin Jackson the last 4 years, durable back, physical back, every year, over 1,000 yards. Only the 9th player ever in FBS history. He's just Mr. Reliable. You lose him, and now all of a sudden Jeremy Larkin becomes their go-to guy, that time fighting for those extra yards to get the first.
The throw, and that super back breaks a couple tackles inside the 25 and all the way down to the 19-yard line.
At that time, remember we talked about run-pass option? He saw a late blitz coming from his right, which told him instead of running the football, he's got to get the ball out there to the outside as quick as he can to Cameron Green, who's just out in the flat. They brought a blitz. He read it perfectly. He felt Kason, the corner, coming, and he made the right read. And just like that again, executing flawlessly here on this first drive.
Yeah, another first down. Thorson Going to throw again with a clean pocket. Takes the short completion. And more missed tackles. Tough running. That's Jeremy Larkin for 8 yards.
What did Nick Holt tell us yesterday in his meeting? He's breaking in so many new faces. Really only 4 guys back on this Purdue defense, which, by the way, was outstanding in Jeff Brom's first year last year. They lost a lot of those guys. 9 of their top 12 tacklers are gone. So you're seeing a lot of new faces, and they're missing a lot of tackles. That was Nick Holt's biggest concern.
Handoff on 2nd and short, stacked up and going backwards. So a good stop there to set up 3rd down. Marcus Bailey, he is probably the most talented defensive player on this Purdue team.
Yeah. Bailey, versatile linebacker, guy who's going to have to take over the leadership with Jawan Bentley graduating and moving on. Bentley was a great player right in the middle of that defense, and as you say, Bailey now has to step up and be that guy. It's a big 3rd down here.
Northwestern does like to go for it on 4th down, so maybe they got 2 plays to get 2 yards. They're going to throw it out into the right flat to the corner for a 1st down. That's Riley Lee's wide receiver. It'll be 1st and goal, Wildcats.
Well-designed play on 3rd down. You're going to get man-to-man. You got 2 receivers out in front. Look at the 2 near receivers. They're just there to block. And you got Lees who's able to get out there with the quickness. He had a linebacker or safety kind of running with him in motion. Man-to-man, he got out in front of him. And with the throw and the 2 blockers, another great call here by Northwestern. How about Clayton Thorson, the way he's throwing the football? 4 of 4 so far on this drive.
Making all the right decisions. Looks like it's John Moten in the backfield. He's going to get his first carry. Found a little crease, but got tripped up at around the 6.
Just so weird not to see Justin Jackson back there, you know?
I'm sure it's really weird
for them,
fans of this team, for the coaches, for the players. He took most of the carries for 4 straight years. One of the all-time greats in their program's history. I will say this. I think they like their young talent at that running back spot.
No, they've recruited incredibly well. Very fortunate to have a guy like Jeremy Larkin and even Moten who is there to back him up.
And we got a Wildcat look with Larkin going to carry it himself. Cuts middle and gets stopped just a yard short. So he took the direct snap.
Talk about confusion. When Clayton Thorson went out, nobody went with him, and the Purdue defenders are looking at each other. There's that first week wrinkle. You know, you try as best you can to get ready for potential wrinkles. We thought Purdue's offense would be giving the wrinkles. That time it's Northwestern. Caught Purdue by surprise.
3rd and goal, the 11th play of the drive. Larkin gets the handoff. He's going to walk in, touchdown. What a start for the Wildcats.
That is flawless and exactly what you want if you're Northwestern. Get a turnover, get the ball, move the ball right down the field. 11 plays, 64 yards, under 5 minutes, balls in the end zone. And your quarterback that everybody wondered about, is he going to be okay? Is he going to start? Not only is he starting, he looks outstanding. And so does Jeremy Larkin as he takes that first touchdown of the year for the Wildcats in. They're up on Purdue here early.
Good. Sun setting, sun rising on the college football season. And what a start for Northwestern. It'll be Rondale Moore once again on kick return. He gets popped right around the 20-yard line, hangs on to the football. Purdue will get the ball for the 2nd time. Well, Saturday college football continues on ABC, and 2 great games. How about this one? Number 6 Washington, number 9 Auburn. The Chick-fil-A kickoff from Atlanta Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, and then Kirk, you'll be there. Louisville taking on number 1 Alabama. Camping World kickoff from Orlando. Both games will stream live on the ESPN app.
We know Puma Pass will be in there, quarterback for the Cards, replacing Lamar Jackson. But Tua, Jalen Tua, who will be for Nick Saban and the Tide?
A big question looming over this college football season. That throw on 1st down and upended, trying to hit the tight end. Incomplete.
Well, they have 2 really good-looking tight ends on this Purdue roster. Cole Herdman and Bryce Hopkins. That time trying to get it to Hopkins, a big, tall target at 6'5", 245 pounds. Ball's a little high, and good defense there again by Northwestern. They make you earn it. I mean, Northwestern is just very well schooled on defense.
I mean, even that play looked like there was a pretty decent hole, and it just closed up immediately.
Yeah, they like we said in the first drive, they've got a lot of guys back up front. The only guy they really miss up front was Tyler Lancaster, who was a great player for them a year ago. Linebackers are back. I mean, no matter who they play this year in the Big Ten, it's a very stout front seven that they play with.
That guy right there, Patty Fisher, one of the best young linebackers, I think, in the country. Just a terrific player. Purdue has had a couple of these already, 3rd and long. Sindelar from the shotgun, going to throw it short, and here comes that swarming defense. One broken tackle, but you're not going to break 3, 4, or 5 of them against the Wildcats. It's 4th down.
It's man-to-man, and the linebacker that time is in pretty good position. You talked about Patty Fisher. Watch him in the middle. He's right on Jones. He has him and gets behind those offensive linemen. Just even though he didn't make the tackle, slows him down, allows the pursuit of the rest of the Wildcats defense to get there.
Well, the final player to get a hit in at the end of that play was Jared Mcgee, and I think that is Jared Mcgee, the safety who's down on the field.
And this is a defense breaking in. We talked a lot about their front seven, how good they are. They're breaking in 2 brand new safeties. Pace already with the interception. The big hitter is Mcgee. Good to see him get up so quickly, but they don't have a lot of depth or experience at this point in the season, obviously week 1 at that particular spot.
So 4th down, this will be the first punt. Remember, Purdue gave the ball up on the interception on their first drive. Riley Lees, the sophomore wide receiver. Joe Schopper, Purdue did use a lot of trick plays on special teams. That field position, not going to do it here, and the fair catch for the Wildcats at the 35.
Early in this game, they certainly have it.
I mean, under Pat Fitzgerald, they have not begun the year with a conference game. Maybe that was good for Northwestern. Another positive play on 1st down as they get the ball for the 2nd time. That's the sophomore from Cincinnati, Jeremy Larkin. You saw that list of longest tenured coaches. I mean, he's on the list. He's 43 years old. When he started, he was the youngest coach in college football. I don't think he's going anywhere.
No, he's not.
A handoff, huge gaping hole up the middle, and Larkin is off to the races. Jeremy Larkin shedding tacklers inside the 15.
I like the end of that run, that stiff arm to Tim Cason. And we know what Larkin can do if he hits a crease. He's got big playability. I love this cutback too. Nice block there by the right tackle, Slater. Then he splits the safeties. Watch this at the end, right there. Lets Cason know that he's got a little physicality to him as well.
What a start for Jeremy Larkin. That was a 46-yard rush and a pass dropped.
With all the youth on that Purdue defense and the way this game has started, and you have so much hype, so much buildup and excitement and anticipation of what you're going to do, all of a sudden it's the first time you get punched in the mouth. A lot of these guys, first snaps of their career. I told you they lost 9 of their top 12 tacklers. All of a sudden you're down 7-0. Larkin goes for a big one. This is where it tests you mentally, not just physically, XOs, mentally. Do you still want to have that energy to make tackles?
Little play fake and a nice slant over the middle, perfectly delivered right to the mark, and I think he got a 1st down.
That is, again, great execution. Thorson in complete command of this run-pass option. Linebacker that time, Cornell Jones, the middle linebacker, cheated up to defend the run. Thorson calmly stayed on that long ride, decided the linebacker had overcommitted, pulled it out, made a great throw right behind him for another 1st down.
1st and goal. Larkin gets another carry straight into the end zone, touchdown. And that's Moten. So John Moten gets one, his 1st touchdown of the year. Northwestern's offense looks unstoppable.
They are clearly executing at a very high level. This is, as a coach, when you're in August and you're scrimmaging against one another, you really don't know how good you are until you get out into a game. There are a lot of coaches right now that are watching this game that are hoping that their first game goes the way these first 2 drives have gone for Northwestern. It's about as good as you could hope for.
Extra point coming. You mentioned this has not been a fast starting program the last few years. Imagine if Northwestern gets off to a good start this season. I think that will have their fans licking their chops. Still 5:34 to go in the 1st quarter. Only the 11th night game in the history of this Purdue program at home. They didn't even get permanent lights in here until a couple years ago. The true freshman Rondale Moore made a nice cut. Moore with that speed to the 40, and much better starting field position for the Boilermakers.
Clayton Thorson off to this great start. A lot of run-pass option, which is a big part of their offense. Here's an example late in that drive. Middle linebacker is who he's reading, so he's got his back going here, his eyes there. Watch the linebacker commit down. Once he overcommits right away, he has an idea of what he wants to do by throwing this football right over top of that linebacker, and he's got to get rid of it quickly because there's a safety, Mosley, that can make a play. So a lot going on there. Great read again by Thorson in complete command, and he makes an accurate throw to give his receiver Lees a chance to get down.
First down, Boilermakers. Purdue with the pass completion, and the tackle short of the first down.
Well, Herbie, as you talk about the Purdue linebackers, Nick Holt, their defensive coordinator, has sat down right in between Derek Barnes and Cornell Jones after both of those touchdown scores and talked to them about their assignments. And Jeff Brom came over to Jones after the second score and told him, you got to be more twitchy. You're walking up to the line of scrimmage and you don't know what's going on yet.
First down, Purdue.
Great stuff, Maria. Right now, you're an inexperienced linebacker and you're dealing with run-pass option. Again, you don't know if it's coming or going with the rate in which they're executing. You see Nick Holt trying to do the best he can with Jones and Barnes, who are both first-year starting linebackers going up against Clayton Thorson.
I mean, is there an adjustment that they can make with those linebackers? I don't know.
You got to streamline the plan, maybe allow them to see things and play quicker, but they got a drive going here.
Yeah. That's Tario Fuller. They got 4 running backs that they like, and so they're going to give each one of them some chances early in this game.
And this is kind of one of those drives, even though it's early in the game, because of the buildup and a hype on this campus. That you said early that they haven't been this excited about a home game in a long time. Before you know it, you're down 14-0. They need points on this drive to keep this fan base and keep people believing that they can win this game.
Play fake, down the middle, and caught. What a catch! There's some points. That's the freshman Rondale Moore. They've got something to cheer about.
Yeah, there they go. That's the answer. That's what they needed to get themselves, again, to buy in, to thinking, hey, this can happen. And the great thing is the true freshman Moore, he dropped that exact same throw early in the game. They go back to it because it's open with those linebackers coming down. This time he holds on to it, actually makes a tougher catch for the touchdown.
One for jitters, and now he looks ready to go.
Now
I do believe he's going to be a pretty special player here.
Oh, for sure. I think he's their most dangerous threat on the outside. Jeff Brom said we need big plays in the passing game. Watch the linebackers overcommit, come downhill. They're reading, expecting run, and look at the hole right behind them. And because of that, he's got to throw that on a line before the safety can come over and make a play on it, which he did. Impressed with the hands. Moore uses all hands. True freshman goes up, makes the play, and the Boilermakers are up on the board.
He does squat 600 pounds as a kid who's 5'7", 175 or thereabouts.
Say that again. 5'9",
100-pound squat.
175.
Well, this is the guy we're talking about. Just a true freshman. What a high school career. Trinity High, that's Jeff Brom's alma mater.
Big-time program.
And he had
Ohio State, Alabama, Florida State, going to Purdue.
You think everybody expected him to put that hat on? All right, here this is. This July.
A month ago. Come on, man. 175 pounds going down and putting 600 up.
If you believe the recruiting rankings and all that stuff, he is the biggest prospect ever to commit to this football program. And maybe back in the day there were some others, but Rondale Moore, and he has his first touchdown, a touchdown that Purdue desperately needed. Now the kickoff into the end zone for a touchback.
You know, Rondale Moore is showing up here at Purdue. Part of the reason is because he did go to Trinity, where Jeff Brom also went to school, but his dad, Oscar, coached the quarterbacks at Trinity, and he said that every single day he'd be in the cafeteria, Rondale would hear from someone that, hey, Jeff Brom, Purdue, Purdue, Purdue. That's all he heard his junior and senior year in high school, and that's a big part of the reason why he's here right now.
That's an awesome story, and Jeff Brom, as he's recruiting, I'm sure of all the guys he recruited, I'm sure he's looking at number 4 saying we've got to somehow land him, and they were able to do it.
Now this is interesting, isn't it? This is TJ Greene, not Clayton Thorson, who's been off to such a hot start. Has led Northwestern on a couple drives, and already the new quarterback in.
Delay a game, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Of course, TJ's Trent Greene, who played at Indiana in the Big Ten, went on to have a great NFL career for 15 years.
I'm sure the butterflies are going for both TJ and Trent.
Probably more for Trent.
I would think so. He has one career pass attempt, a walk-on, and another flag. This time, I think, movement.
Yeah, they had linemen moving. Isn't it incredible? Offense, and TJ's probably going to settle in here, but the offense.
False start, offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty, first down.
They couldn't have looked any better in the two drives. All of a sudden, you change up the cadence, you change up the rhythm a little bit. And now they're right in front of the student section, and it's 1st and 20 for TJ Greene.
And you do wonder, was this just a totally pre-planned, we're going to get him in on the third series? I would imagine that's what it is. Handoff on 1st and very long, and a little better pursuit from the Boilermakers. Let's get our first check in studio with Adnan. Rowing the boat early in 2018 for the Gophers. But this game here in West Lafayette has changed a little bit.
And you said, what can they do? What can Nick Holt do? With the report from Maria downstairs saying that they're trying to talk to him about what you can do. What you can do is all of a sudden get a little momentum, get a little bit of energy, flying around. Playing defense is about flying around, being excited. In those first two drives, there wasn't a lot of flying around by Purdue. It was more of looking around like, what the heck is going on here? Now they got their ears pinned back after the two offensive penalties by Northwestern.
I'm guessing 3rd and 19,
draw,
pretty conservative.
Screen, draw.
Well, they are going to throw the ball, and they've got a receiver open. That will be stopped well short of the first down. Northwestern gets something positive, a little field position, but for the first time, they're going to have to punt the ball away.
Goes back to what you asked. Was this a predetermined thing? Like, no matter what happens, third series, we're gonna go with TJ Greene. And it's nothing against TJ Greene. It's just the cadence. Things got a little bit off balance there a little bit. Lost their rhythm. Two penalties. It's 1st and 20. That would have been hard for Clayton Thorson to deal with.
You saw Pat Fitzgerald right up with TJ Greene. So he completed a pass, but the first punt. Anthrop will signal fair catch. A penalty flag came in from way far away. The Boilermakers, as of now, will start at the 25-yard line. Well, we'll wait for the call.
On the kick, holding, receiving team number 2. 10 yards from the end of the kick, first down Purdue.
Well, the Boilermakers do get the ball back. Hey, guess what, Herbie? We found a game that you and Maria are not doing this weekend. Sunday night kickoff matchup for you on ABC. For all of us, we get to watch 7:30 Eastern. It is a very big game for both Miami and LSU.
Huge game. Well, a lot of people excited to see what Miami has coming back this year. We know about the defense. The offense looks good. And for LSU, Joe Burrow, former Ohio State quarterback, makes his first start for LSU. I think that is of all the teams out there that need a win in week 1, I think it's LSU. When you look at the rest of their schedule, they cannot afford to lose the first one.
Well, Purdue got the offense revved up last time they had the ball. A lot of it was because of that guy. And the speed, he turned nothing into a little something.
Yeah, I think at that time the Northwestern defense maybe underestimating the speed. Safety J.R. Pace kind of casually coming over to set the edge, and Moore went right around him to at least get some positive yards.
And that's a modest gain, but instead of a loss of a couple.
Exactly.
That's a pretty big play to start a drive.
It's better than 2nd and 12.
Sindelar, a little shoulder fake, and now throws to nobody. Flag thrown right in the middle of the line. Looks like they're asking Northwestern whether they want to take the penalty or not. I would think they would on that kind of penalty. Mike Cannon is our head referee.
Yeah, he's pushing him back.
Got to do some quick math. 3rd and what versus 2nd and what?
Personal foul, chop block. Offense, number 79 and number 1. Half the distance to the goal, 2nd down.
Well, remember, it has to be 2 players for that kind of penalty, so they announce both numbers.
Yeah, McCann goes low. The right guard, 79, along with the running back. He goes low, and the back hits him high. DJ Knox, and the official right there, the umpire right there to make the call.
It doesn't look like much, but that's the rule.
Yep.
So it's 2nd down and 16.
It's as much about the intent as it is the actual how bad it was.
Well, Purdue, the penalty on special teams. Now this penalty going backwards the last couple minutes. A lot of time to throw. They'll take the short completion and then weaving through traffic. Nice moves from Terry Wright. He gets close to the 1st down.
I like that Sindelar, who's forced a couple throws, he has such confidence in his arm. I like that. I think he's just kind of settled into the game and now starting to do a better job of taking what the defense is giving him. At time just dropping a ball underneath and letting his receivers do the work, and almost picked up the 1st down. But Sindelar, you can see early a little bit of struggle, but has settled down, hit his last 5.
So now 3rd and 1. Purdue has not run the ball much in this 1st quarter. They will give it on a little jet sweep. Rondale Moore will get the 1st down and much more. How about this kid? Into Northwestern territory. I don't think they can catch him. Moore, touchdown. Wow. We might have a new star in college football.
Well, he is electrifying. Purdue needed big plays this year, and you hate to put it all on the shoulders of Rondale Moore as a true freshman, but they've been seeing it for the last 2 or 3 weeks in camp, and now coming to fruition here in live action against the real opponent. That was a long way to go.
Well, that was a little jet sweep, whatever you want to call it.
Yep, just a quick jet sweep, but the quarterback's under center instead of being in a shotgun. He picked up a couple good blocks, but he also able to shake a defender.
One from his fellow receiver. I thought Terry Wright got a good block that helped spring him.
Yeah.
But then number 4 did most of the work himself. Was that impressive or what?
Watch the left tackle, Grant Herman, who's back for his 6th year and an ACL last year. You'll see him right here get outside and make a nice block. The big block you're talking about comes from out here. 9, Terry Wright gives great effort. There's the ball handed off, blocked by the tackle. Boom. How about that block? Then he shakes this defender. Wright's not done. 9, he's still trying to help out. Still trying to lead the way. There's the speed. The big fella, 51, no chance of catching him. Blake Gallagher chugging along down the sideline. Great block there. Wright picks it up. But this is the move right here. Boom, foot in the ground. Cuts back on the corner. Trey Williams. And then there's the speed to be able to get to the outside. You're not going to catch him out there. Just like that, Purdue.
And you got to love, this was his first attempt to make a play. And a true freshman, under the bright lights, he dropped the ball. Since then, there have been 0 mistakes, only this.
Yeah, that was a big time play right there. Got him back into the game, and then this one, he's got that stop and go. Where and not to mention, we showed 600-pound squat guy. So he's not a quick little guy that just is about being in space. You saw him break that arm tackle by the corner. So he's kind of a total package as a young guy because of his quickness and because of that lower body strength. He's able to shake through some arm tackles.
I mean, he certainly had his choice of big-time programs, but there were some that maybe shied away, we heard, because he's not a tall receiver. I think he's going to figure out a way to make a big impact at this level. We're already seeing it. 14-0 Northwestern. And it feels like in the blink of an eye, tie game. There's still 1 minute, 2 seconds to go in this first quarter. Take care of him. Well, our aerial coverage tonight provided by Goodyear. When you put in the hours, the reps, and the heart, nothing can keep you from being blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Well, let's see if Clayton Thorson comes back out or if it's TJ Greene. No, Thorson is still down.
Wow. Now that starts to make you think. At least it makes me think.
It's a different game with Thorson on the sideline.
Very different. You know, it also looks to me, now we'll have to look a little closer. He's not wearing his helmet. It didn't look to me like he was holding his helmet.
No.
Oh, he is holding the helmet. So that's a. We're being told, Maria's down there trying to find out. We're being told he's fine.
Okay.
Interesting.
If he is fine, I'm scratching my head.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Because they were in total control of this game while he was in there. TJ Greene into coverage. Penalty flag thrown short. As it stands, it's going to be third and long, rather.
Looked like a defensive hold on the receiver running his route.
Holding. Defense, number 29. 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
What you miss, we haven't seen TJ Greene play, and we have no idea how good a quarterback he can be. But when you take out a quarterback who's a senior and you're running an offense, it's a lot of RPO. There's split-second decisions and flawless execution from the first 2 drives that you saw from Thorson. It's not to say that TJ Greene can't do that, but that's what, when you take a veteran out, that's what you potentially miss.
That's Greene in the right flat. Cam Green's making an impact early in this game. That's a Northwestern first down.
Yeah, when in doubt, you may want to just get the ball out there at 84 out in the flat because he is making a living out there. 3 catches, 34 yards.
They say he's a converted wide receiver. You can see why they converted him.
Yeah.
He is a big kid.
He sure is.
Garrett Dickerson played that super back role at Northwestern. I think they found a replacement. What a first quarter. It was all Wildcats early in this game. What a wild start to the year for both these programs. Northwestern scored the first 2. Purdue has got the last 2 touchdowns. Northwestern does have the ball, and they run their own sort of version of the jet sweep for a nice gain into Purdue territory on the first play of the second quarter.
All right, guys, we had so many questions about quarterbacks for Northwestern coming into this game. We're watching TJ Greene in now. We've seen Clayton Thorson start the game, and I've been told by Sports Information that these QBs are on something like a pitch count, so we were never going to see just one play the entire game.
That was good completion from Greene to his running back. That is Moten.
It's a great read. The corner came on a blitz. We saw that earlier where Clayton Thorson read it. This time, Kason again comes on the blitz. Greene calmly is able to evaluate, read it, get the ball out. Look at him, 4 of 4 so far.
It's good info from Maria.
Sure is.
We'll see how it plays out, I guess.
Gutsy, too, to stick to it, considering the game went the other way in a hurry.
Really gutsy. That run going nowhere.
And maybe it's one of those cases where you guys coming off of an ACL in the bowl game. A lot of speculation. Is he okay? Is he going to play? Is he not? Is 9 months too early? So they maybe came together as a staff, medical staff, coaching staff, Clayton, his family, and maybe said, hey, instead of playing 85 snaps or 90 snaps, why don't we go half? Why don't we first game, why don't we play 40 or 45 snaps? Maybe it was part of their plan.
4 receivers, no backs along with Greene. Some pressure comes, and he throws it a little too high.
Well, the big fella that time from Purdue, Lorenzo Neal, number 9, the only returning defensive lineman. This time, actually, he's able to get a good push, and a linebacker, 55, Barnes, comes in from the right. You see 55 closing in, and the big fella, Neal, both of them get in there and affect the pass that time from TJ Greene.
A big play and a big test, not just for Trent Greene's kid, but also for this young Purdue defense. Just outside the 15, 3rd and 9. Greene Throws high, almost intercepted, almost picked off. Mavon Mosley got his hands on it. It's 4th down.
Yeah, he reached back and got a little extra there to make that throw because he knew that he had to really put something on it to try to squeeze it in. And when he did that, the ball just took off on him a little bit and over the intended receiver's hands. And as you said, that the safety that time almost came up with an interception, Mosley.
And they like Mosley. The safeties have the most experience on this Purdue defense. Not quite that time. Charlie Kubander from 34 yards. He had a good freshman year last year. His first attempt of this year is good inside that left upright. So well, I thought a much more positive series for the junior walk-on quarterback Trey Greene. He led Northwestern down the field on a drive that got them 59 yards and ended up with a field goal.
And I love to see this. You know, here's the head coach. Hey, man, yeah, good job. Great job. I love to see that positive reinforcement. And then the quarterback, Clayton Thorson, right away, giving him a little bit of love, talking to him, communicating. Love to see that from the starting quarterback. And there's Trent Greene getting all the phones out, seeing what's going on.
Here they all come, all the text messages. Need more than one phone to account for that.
Well, he should be proud. That was a good drive there. They came up with some points.
And we'll see. They've gone 2-2 now with series for Thorson and Greene. Maybe next time it'll be Clayton Thorson. Here's Rondale Moore. He's going to get tired. He's running around so much in the early part of this game. Well, this season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, Allstate will make a contribution to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate. Once again, what a scene. They have not had a scene like this here in a long time. I mean, I know you came here when Joe Tiller had the program really rolling.
Yeah.
But they have not been this excited since then. Yeah. Rondale Moore. Can Northwestern find where number 4 is? There he is. They fake it to him. You would think that's going to attract a lot of attention. First down completion all the way out to the 45, Jared Sparks.
That time, even though Rondale Moore didn't make the play, the linebacker who was out in the flat was so concerned about him that he took himself out of position and allowed him to be able to make the read and get the ball out to Sparks. Purdue outflanked this Northwestern defense because the linebacker had his eyes out in the flat, concerned that 4 might get the football.
Sindelar showed some nice arm strength there. The completion to the far sideline. And that looks like another Purdue first down into Northwestern territory.
Isaac Zico making a nice play. And it's nice to see Zico make a play, Sparks make a play, because Rondale Moore can't do it by himself. And as this offense grows, it's nice to use more, but you need other players to be able to make plays.
That was quick tempo and a throw just a little bit high. Cole Herdman, the tight end, took a big hit at the end of the play.
Again, they felt coming into tonight, outside of Rondale Moore, that their tight ends in these vertical seams could be as big of a threat to this Northwestern defense as anything. They've tried about 2 or 3 times, not able to hit that yet, but they'll continue to try to keep the safeties and linebackers honest by sneaking those tight ends who are big and pretty athletic behind that defense.
2nd and 10, a play fake. They are not running the ball much, are they? And I guess why not? That's another catch for Jared Sparks. You mentioned the other receivers. We asked Jeff Brom, okay, what can take your team to the next level? And he said better wide receiver play. We have to have it.
Yeah, he said we had some drops last year. They couldn't handle the fastball of Sindelar very well. It's been a big focus this offseason, getting better out on the edge.
Hey, they are allowed to run the ball, and it went backwards for a yard, and it was almost a fumble.
It sure was.
It was almost a drop pitch.
Knox is saying, wait a second, I'm not used to getting the ball thrown to me in a pitch. You got to throw it to me. He just bobbled it just at the beginning. Watch his eyes start to maybe peek up. Fortunate that he's able to hold on to that. Northwestern got penetration that time. Gaziano right there.
23 plays, 18 runs, or 18 throws. Just 5 runs for the Boilermakers. A lot of time, but that time runs out. And Sindelar goes down. That's a big sack for Northwestern.
And that is a coverage sack. Really good job downfield, taking everything away. Remember, we've been talking so much about Clayton Thorson. We haven't talked much about Sindelar, who's overcoming an ACL surgery himself. Look at that coverage downfield. That's a dangerous, dangerous tackle that time by Northwestern.
Right, you're talking about a guy coming back from his own ACL surgery. He came back with just as aggressive of a timeline as Clayton Thorson.
Sure did. I'm impressed to hear that he tore his ACL in high school. He came back from that and tears the same ACL last year, end of the year.
Knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Nice play by the D-line of the Wildcats.
That's just a nice athletic play to get up there and time that up to knock it down by Alex Miller. He's out of Houston, Texas. You know, a lot like Stanford. You start to go through Northwestern and start to look at where some of these guys are from. They're from all over the country.
They get their share of Chicago kids, but they will recruit nationally.
Yeah.
How about this? This is a very long field goal try for Spencer Evans. Now remember, Purdue's a team that loves to run the trick plays on special teams and otherwise. You got Joe Shopper, the punter, who can throw, but he's just going to put the ball down. And this kick has a lot of leg, but it drifts right. No good. The state is a very important qualifier there. A little different between that program and this Northwestern program. How do you think Jimbo Fisher's going to do?
I think he's going to do good. I think he's just going to need some time to get quarterbacks and receivers that kind of fit his system. But you and I made an executive decision at the break. We figured this game's going to, it's a pack a sandwich kind of game.
Correct.
We feel that Adnan and Joey and Jesse, this would be a great night for an hour post-game show to get everybody ready for the weekend.
Well, yeah, it's the first night. Got to get into the rhythm. That one's stuffed. How about the run defense from Purdue? Big time. On third and short.
Great play by Bailey. Coming off the edge there on the right side. Collapsed down. Waiting and thinking. You know, when they go to that big lineup, it's pretty obvious what they're going to do. He does a really nice job of collapsing down. The leader. Third and short, you need your leader to make a play. He comes right down in a hurry. Reads that. Nobody picks him up. And you're going to force Northwestern and Clayton Thorson to punt.
That feels like a little extra important stop when you do it when Thorson is the guy. That punt, not a very good one. Kind of off the side of the foot, and this is going to depend on the spot. No matter what, this is going to be good field position for Purdue. Jake Collins, who is a grad transfer punter, he actually punted for Jeff Brom at Western Kentucky.
Yep.
Now he's punting for Pat Fitzgerald. That was not a very good one.
You touched on Jeff Brom, and you know, one of the things that he has done a good job of is teaching this team about mental toughness. And Jeff Brom, to me, you know, his team down 14-0, they really didn't blink. They just kept fighting. And he coaches a little bit with a chip on his shoulder. His team is starting to take on that personality last year and here in this first half to start 2018.
I think it's a really good point. That quick hitter on the first play, Anthrop turned it upfield, out of bounds outside the 40 to about the 47-yard line.
Last couple of drives, they've been giving our guy Rondale Moore a little bit of a breather. They feel that he's done enough. He's got to catch his breath and let some of these other receivers make some plays.
Rondale Moore, the true freshman from Louisville, has just been electric, and he's really the reason, the primary reason Purdue has gotten back in this game, trying to run for the first down on second and short. They did not get there. Well, at some point you figure they're going to have to run the ball a little bit. There's Moore. We'll see if he comes back on the field for 3rd and 1. Looks like he's staying put.
Remember, 3rd and 4th and short last year was a problem for the Purdue offense. Now they got 4 starters back. They got a big veteran offensive line. They got to be better in these areas. Let's see how they do here.
They're coming under center for a rare time, and they will play fake on 3rd and 1. Sindelar looking downfield. Got away from one defender, and what a great effort. I think he got the first down. His knee stayed off the turf, and he did. That was a heck of a play.
He's actually trying to throw the football back to Bryce Hopkins, but there was nobody out in the flat. The only thing he had to do was take off and run. He was fortunate to be able to pick up that first down. Hopkins kind of gets lost, and then he kind of disappears off to the left. Nobody picks him up, but Northwestern, led by Patty Fisher, had closed in on him. So he's fortunate to avoid Fisher and still athletic ability enough there to pick up the first down.
That might be a little surprising. And that one is intercepted. What a pick. I don't think he ever saw that defensive lineman or linebacker. That's Nate Hall, who dropped back into coverage and comes up with a very big play.
Speaking of athletic ability, how about Nate Hall, the senior from Toledo? Really nice play. Looked like he might be in the box area. He's right in this area right here. He looks like he might be checked up here, but then floats and comes off of that back. He's watching the back, then he releases out, gets that right hand up, and makes a heck of a play to get the ball back to Northwestern. See, he looks like he's in the box. Sindelar thinks he can get one, slip one by him, but no way. What a play there by Nate Hall.
Terrific. And he was one of their big play guys last year. He also coming back from a knee injury. Looked pretty healthy. Thorson downfield. Kind of a back shoulder throw, and it's caught inside the 20. Ben Skoranek with a big play. He's slow to get up. He is their big play threat in the passing game.
Great effort to come back to the ball. We got a flag down now late. I don't know if that's from the Purdue sideline yelling, but a really late flag comes in. And I want to see if he held on, got his elbows down or his hands down to catch that ball, because a lot of his momentum came down towards the turf with the ball in his stomach coming right there towards the turf.
Sideline warning against the Purdue bench. There's no yardage penalty. That's their warning.
So you get one. Next time it'll be a penalty. I think they wanted an offensive pass interference. Let's watch.
He comes back. I mean, in that case, you can see the defender's pretty upset. He's fighting to come back to the ball. I want to see. Yeah, look, ball didn't touch the ground. He got his hands underneath it.
Pretty impressive play. Well, we do have Bill Lamonier here with us in the booth, our rules expert official. Bill, what'd you think of that play?
Well, the first thing is replay stopping it right now to take a look at it for the potential for the catch or incomplete pass. But the receiver there, it's one thing if you just put your hands on and swim through, but he gave a pretty good push there. He could have easily been called for offensive pass interference.
Okay.
Now replay is going to have to look at this to see if the ball touched the ground.
And I think we got some pretty good looks that would tell me that he did complete the catch. It didn't hit the ground. So they're going to look at it. We will step aside and be right back with the decision. Northwestern on the move, up by 3. Back here at Purdue, the call stands. The catch was made by Skoranek, so it's a 40-yard reception. Bill, the question remains, I think, not about the catch, but was this offensive pass interference?
Bill's all over this.
Yeah, the receiver puts his hands on him, and the touching's not the foul.
The pull.
Touching is the pull or the push that caused the separation there. Allowed him to cut to the inside, prevented the defender from playing defense anymore.
Is that a hard thing to see for an official?
It depends on your angle. If the official was ahead of it, he's not going to see it as well, but maybe the back judge from the middle sees it.
In the end, it's a big play for Clayton Thorson and Northwestern, leading 17-14. And a pass on first down toward the end zone. He's got a wide open man, and did the feet stay down? Yes, but the ball, I guess, was not across the plane, so it's a catch, but not a touchdown. It's going to be first and goal.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't get that ball out quicker. Purdue just blew coverage. His receiver's out there all by himself. Boy, that looks like a touchdown. I mean, if he has possession of the ball. But anyway, Thorson's late with the throw, which makes it close there in the corner. He had him. Purdue completely lost him in coverage.
The only thing for me would be the feet were in the end zone. Was the ball ever across
the ball
that
never
plane?
crossed the plane.
Northwestern will hope it doesn't matter. Now whistles blow, and I think they're probably going to take a look.
Yeah,
The ruling on the previous play was a completed catch. That play is under further review.
All right, now one of the other things replay's looking at, I don't think they're going to look at it about whether the ball broke the plane.
Inbound?
He hit the pylon in his attempt to catch the ball.
Right.
So as soon as he hits the pylon, he's out of bounds.
But he's got the ball there, right?
He has it right now. If he maintains control of the ball, we have a catch. But if there was
Here's a good look for you, Bill, right here. What do you think of this? Complete the process of the catch here, right?
If he's got, it looks like he has control of the ball. Even though he hit the pylon, his initial control was while he was inbounds. So if he maintains that control, hitting the pylon, hitting the ground out of bounds, we'll have a catch.
How good is it to have Bill breaking that down?
Very
for
good.
you? But the ball was never close to breaking the plane, right?
No, I don't have the ball breaking the plane.
Never even close.
His feet are right at across the end zone. He's reaching back.
After review, it was a completed pass. That was confirmed by replay. First down on the 1 yard line.
Well, it is great to have Bill with us. And I will say this also, maybe the NFL is trying to clarify a little bit more. I think in college football, we just have a much better understanding of what's a catch, what's not a catch.
What's a tackle?
What's a tackle? We have a lot of things that we're a little more clear about.
Man, that's confusing watching those preseason games in the NFL.
The early weeks of the NFL, I do not believe are going to be fun for the officials trying to sort all that stuff out. Maybe it'll get sorted out. Now, they've been using Northwestern has number 94. You see him kind of on the right side of the line, Tommy Carnifax, and it's not Clayton Thorson, it's TJ Greene who is the quarterback on 1st and goal. Thorson still got the helmet on the sideline. Northwestern trying to punch in their 3rd touchdown of this first half. It's Greene with the sneak, and he is in. Northwestern touchdown.
That's why he's in.
Yeah, you take the beating.
Yeah.
Well, you're trying to protect a guy who's come back so fast from the ACL surgery. TJ Greene's got his first touchdown as a college football player, and he's pumped.
Good for him. Good for him. Nice surge up front. TJ Greene, big, and of course, now in college football, the big fellas behind the fullbacks, H-backs can push. But it was all about that line getting a big surge, and TJ Greene, good for him, getting his first touchdown.
So the extra point is up and good, and Northwestern, with the help of I think a controversial play, would be fair to call it, a long gain, got into scoring position and punches it in. Back up by 10 with 7:06 to go here.
So much at stake. It's one of those games you could put in your back pocket as a trump card when we come around to December and we start to debate who's that 4th, 5th, 6th team. Whoever wins that game is going to have that trump card to be able to bring that up as an argument.
That's a good point. And for Washington, a team that a lot of experts believe is the clear favorite in the Pac-12, a chance for a much-needed non-conference win. Rondale Moore with blockers in front. Rondale Moore has been the player of this first half. He gives Purdue good field position to start. But first, back to the studio and Adnan. A vote? Well, do our votes count?
All right.
Can we weigh in? All right.
I'm going to be dialed in there. Get those guys to break those games down tonight.
All right. Well, Moore's been quiet for a few minutes, so time to get him the ball, right? Used a stiff arm and got a couple extra yards. A little pushing at the end of the play.
He a little stiff arm. Again, we talked about his power, but he's got to be careful of grabbing the face mask, and that could be a penalty on him. That time the officials did not call it, but yeah, he's been, after making those big plays, he hadn't even been on the field the last couple series for Purdue. Maybe just catching his breath.
Maybe like the Northwestern quarterbacks, he's on a pitch count.
Could be.
Rondale Moore. Hand off on 2nd and short, and they did not get it, I don't think. Close, maybe.
Again, there's that short yardage situation. Not able to execute and pick up the first down.
It's almost like the worst thing for Purdue last year was 3rd and 1.
Yeah, they'd rather see 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7 than 3rd and 1. Good play up front, by the way, by that Northwestern defense that time of getting off their blocks. Trevor Kent that time involved in making a nice play. Let's see what happens here on 3rd and very short. See if with that knee, if Sindelar is still in play as a potential quarterback sneak over that right side.
Well, they don't need much. They're going to hand it off, and a cutback. That stumble will get the first down. Not by much. Tario Fuller gets there.
It took everything that he had to be able to pick up those 8 or 10 inches, but they get the first down.
And I think you're right. Maybe different part in this year, a few months longer in recovery. Maybe Sindelar just sneaks that one.
I mean, it was open right over the center. Wouldn't be surprised they maybe take a shot here.
This might be a good time for one. Is it a shot? Sindelar didn't have much time at all. Moore, great catch, first down. I guess every catch he makes qualifies.
You know what, honestly, they're mixing up coverage from Northwestern. As a true freshman, he's feeling zone versus man. This is zone, so he just kind of settles down. You see him look around to find the defender, the nearest defender. So instead of running into that defender, just kind of broke it down, settled down in that soft spot in the zone. It was a good play.
That pass got tipped. Really a good play by Duke Miller, Alex Miller's brother. And Sam got the big hand up there, knocked it down.
And what we just showed you, there are a lot of juniors and seniors that don't have that instinctive feel in college until they get to the pros and start to work on that. And this kid's coming in as a true freshman out of Trinity High School in Louisville, and right away showing he knows the difference between how to get off of a man-to-man and how to settle in his zone.
That might be a scary thought for the rest of the coaches in the Big Ten. The guy with that physical ability right away able to process. Sindelar got hit as he threw the ball and just threw a dart right on target, first down.
You and I are on the same page. I love to see quarterbacks know what's coming, stay in there, and make a throw. This time he felt the pressure to his left. He knows it's coming from Miller, steps in there, makes the throw, throws it accurately to the outside to Sparks. Right there he gets hit, and look at that throw. Perfect job that time by Elijah Sindelar.
Sparks has made 5 catches in this first half. They told us that he has some ability. He's a converted quarterback, kind of still learning things.
Yeah. Yep.
Hasn't always been healthy. Sindelar is going to throw to Sparks, incomplete on a little slant kind of play. Purdue fans again upset there was no penalty flag thrown. One of the captains of Northwestern, Montre Hardage, was there with the coverage.
Ball just comes out of Sindelar's hands just effortlessly. He must. I'm sure he has big hands. He looks like he's throwing a pee-wee football when he throws the football.
What do you QBs call that? Arm talent?
Arm talent, and big hands help too. He has command of the football.
7-play drive. We are under 5 minutes to go.
Running out of time.
First half. Yeah, the play clock's winding down. Maybe Purdue needs a timeout. Maybe. And I guess they got the play off just in time. Kind of a sidearm delivery. The big hit broke up the pass. Jared Mcgee from his safety spot.
This time, we've just been bragging about how he's doing a good job. Watch him this time. Late snap, a little confusion. Watch his eyes. He stares down his target, which allows the safety, Mcgee, to break early on the ball. He didn't feel threatened behind him over the middle, so he knew, because of the eyes of the quarterback, that he's going to throw the ball to Jared Sparks, and it allowed him to cheat up and come up and separate the receiver Sparks from the football.
Well, McGee's made an impact in this first half for Northwestern. This is a very big play. 3rd and 10. And again, that play clock winding down. This time Purdue will use a timeout tonight. And out of the timeout, 3rd and 10 for the Boilermakers.
There's Moore right here on 3rd down.
He has been the dynamo.
At defense, you see a safety over top trying to help out.
Sindelar, pressure picked up, barely, dumps it short, and nowhere to go. Patty Fisher in the open field with the tackle. Fuller just could not quite get there.
Down 10 points. Jeff Brom's a guy who's known as a guy who's willing to take chances, but here they need 3 points. Try to get this within a touchdown.
Now Spencer Evans, who has the big leg, we saw that earlier, but doesn't need all that leg here. Here to spot the ball right around the 28-yard line. A 38-yard field goal officially. He missed one from 53, and I think you're right. Purdue needs some points. Good hold. Kick is right down the middle. Well, that's 3 points for the Boilermakers. Northwestern's defense, so good in the red zone the last many years, holds again.
You and I have been up here kind of wondering, first 2 series for Northwestern's offense were Clayton Thorson. Everybody's wondering if he would play. 2 touchdowns. And we saw TJ Greene come in. He took the next 2 series. Now Clayton Thorson took the last 2. So you would wonder, with 3:44 to go, if it's a 2-2-2 thing, are we going to maybe see TJ Greene here for this next series?
Well, that's a really good question, and we referenced it a little while ago. Northwestern deferred. They will get the ball at the start of the second half, so at least potentially, depending on how this drive goes, you got the possibility of having a couple drives in a row. And Greene along those sidelines. I don't know. Is he getting ready to come back in?
With 3:44 to go, and as you said, they get the football to start the second half. This is a big possession for Northwestern. It's also a big possession for Purdue's defense to try to keep them off the scoreboard, because if they even get 3 points, go back up by 10, and then they start the second half with the ball, it's not good for Purdue and the psyche of this team.
Thorson had the chin strap buckled in there, so that looked to me like he's going to be the guy. We'll see. John Moten right along the goal line. That might be jumping the gun just a little bit here. I know they're excited.
Everybody has that sign. Just hush. Put it away, will ya?
You may not really want that.
Everybody should just put that sign away. That sign should be banned.
Because you don't.
You don't want to. It's easy to make a sign, and then sometimes you actually have to go out and do it.
Ask Jeff Brom whether he wants it.
That's not fun.
I think TJ Greene's feeling confident about the way he has played. They will use the veteran, though, Clayton Thorson here. Doesn't have to necessarily be a 2-minute style drive. You got 3:44 on the clock. We'll see. 1 touchdown game. Northwestern ahead with the ball. Hand it off coming to that right edge. Very well defended.
Very nice by the linebackers. Defensive line did their job there, Dave. Ate up the blocks. Did not allow them to climb up to the second level. And in this defense, that's what they're expected to do. Just eat up the blocks and allow these linebackers to get sideline to sideline so you don't get outflanked. Really good flow by both Derek Barnes and also Cornell Jones. Actually got them not only for short gain, it's actually a loss that time.
I think Nick Holt would be pleased with the way his defense at least has settled in. Hadn't been perfect, that's for sure. That one almost intercepted. Yeah, it feels so much bigger. I always think when the team that has the ball, 4-minute type offense, is going to get it to start the second half, which is the case with Northwestern.
Especially with the lead. Chance to really pull away, but they go 3 and out. And really Thorson forced that second throw where we had the injury. That was almost intercepted. Let's see what Sindelar can do.
Roll out, getting some blocks, now tucks it and throws it wildly intercepted. Northwestern comes up with their 3rd interception of the first half, and that is just a huge mistake. Montre Hardage with the pick, and Sindelar knows it.
Well, it's another mistake from Sindelar, who's, for the most part tonight, has been on point. We saw him throw an interception into double coverage. This time just getting greedy. He should have just cut his losses. He was lucky to still be up. Once he comes back, he's looking for Moore. Should just throw this ball to the feet of Moore or throw it out of bounds. Instead, he throws that ball in an area where Hardage can make a play and comes up with another turnover for Northwestern.
Each of the first 2 times they picked off a Sindelar pass, they took it into the end zone for a touchdown. They're going to try to do that here toward the end of this first half. They keep it on the ground. That's Jeremy Larkin, the sophomore.
Talk about how fragile this Purdue defense, losing 9 of their top 12 tacklers, how fragile they could be. They get a 3 and out. They're coming over to get some water, talk to each other about what a great job getting that stop, and all of a sudden there's an interception. And now they got to run out on the field in plus territory at their own 30 and try to not let Northwestern score a touchdown.
2nd and 5, total yardage just about even in this first half. The turnovers have really been the biggest difference. Larkin gets the first down for the Wildcats.
Really solid job at the right side. The big tight end or super back Cameron Greene and Rashawn Slater, that time setting the edge and giving Larkin a chance to get around the corner there and pick up that first down.
Already 77 yards and a touchdown.
Averaging 6 yards a carry, which is what he did last year when he was in there to give Justin Jackson a little bit of a break.
Northwestern being very deliberate, which they can be, especially considering they have all 3 of their timeouts. They want this, I'm sure, to be the final possession of the first half. Another carry. Larkin bounces it outside, cuts it upfield inside the 10, all the way down close to the 5.
This is a really good example of not giving up on a play by a running back. This play is completely over. Look at this. Everybody's got him. There's penetration. He could go down right there. Instead, he doesn't give up. Eventually, he finds some open daylight and runs to the grass and picks up some big yards. That's a loss of 3 if they're able to wrap him up. And instead, good job by Larkin not giving up on that play and running hard to get some big yards.
He will take the direct snap here, kind of picking his way forward inside the 5. And Northwestern, I think, content. It's second and goal. You got plenty of time, plus those timeouts. You don't have to rush.
Right. Tell you who the game ball goes to in the first half, to me, is Cameron Greene. He's been all over the place making catches, but we can isolate him. We'll take a peek at him in the second half. Watch his blocking. Talk about pushing linebackers back 5-7 yards. Anytime they want to get to the corner, run towards 84. He's having a big night for this offense.
Yeah, a guy who started his career as a wide receiver.
Someone taught him how to block.
I think he has totally embraced being a tight end, as they call it, a super back. Play clock winding down. Pat Fitzgerald was standing there. He wanted as much time to wind down as possible. Then he took his first timeout. So 43 seconds to go.
I think this team's going to, we'll see this weekend starting in South Bend. I think they're going to have a good year, much better year than they did a year ago. Got to take care of the ball.
Yep. Almost a mishandled exchange, but Larkin kept the ball, and on that Wildcat, he gets into the end zone. There is a penalty flag at the end of the play, so we'll see.
Larkin's reading that.
He is.
I mean, it's not Wildcat predetermined what to do with the ball. My man Larkin is out there reading it and reacting to what the defense is doing. I don't know if I've ever seen the Wildcat package where the running back comes in and actually reads a defender on whether or not I should give it or I should keep it. That's advanced, next level stuff from a running back running a Wildcat.
And the penalties against Purdue, so that touchdown's going to stand.
Personal foul, face mask. Defense number 55. Touchdown counts. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Derek Barnes commits that personal foul.
Well, you got Larkin watching, making the read, and he's reading this guy right here. Watch this read. He's going to go with the back, no problem. I'm going to pull it and run it. That is sweet.
It was in the gut,
I've never
and he
seen
pulled
that.
it back.
Yeah, he's riding that like a quarterback would. You got to put a lot of hours into that as a quarterback or even a running back to be able to make that read. That is not easy.
Well, what a swing here for Northwestern. They get the interception. Now another flag is thrown. Kick was up and good.
The kick is good.
And we'll wait and see.
Illegal formation. Kicking team. Number 94 was not on the line of scrimmage. We'll have to replay the try.
Okay, we'll do it again. Maybe it helps Jeremy Larkin when you come from an athletic family like he does.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good last name.
I would have to put, I'm a Reds fan.
I do know
You
that.
and I are both big baseball people, and Davey Concepcion and Barry Larkin are my two all-time favorite Reds. And that's his cousin, Barry Larkin.
So you must have been a shortstop as a kid.
Yeah, well, I just love shortstops. Are just such athletes. Love watching them. How about Dansby Swanson in Atlanta?
You like him?
Yeah, I love watching him. Watched him in college at Vandy. He can pick it with the best of them. Who's your favorite shortstop?
I'm biased. Brandon Crawford's my guy with the Giants, 3-time Gold Glove
besides
winner.
him being your guy, I mean, is he the best? Is he?
I think he's the best defensive shortstop, although the Angels fans would argue Andrelton Simmons, pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Shortstop, one of the big differences in this sport where you unveil the new guys, the kids who haven't played much, haven't played at all.
Yep. So it makes
we think we know.
right. But as Nick Holt told us yesterday, you guys are going to learn as I learned with some of these guys because they're playing for the first time. It's very different when you're in August having scrimmages versus going out and playing in front of the big crowd and having the lights on and you're on national TV.
Yeah. Well, Purdue, any shot, they get aggressive here. You're down 31-17. Northwestern's going to get the ball to start the second half. You have 37 seconds to go.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me with the ability of Sindelar to get the ball. Oh, actually, Sindelar's out. Sindelar's out here.
That's David
Blau is in.
Well, we've seen all the good from Sindelar, but those turnovers have negated a lot of it. So David Blau has got a lot of experience, played a lot of football for Purdue. His first action of this 2018 season. He completes the pass. Clock will stop along the sideline.
Blau had the 12 starts going back a couple years ago in 2016 and had a shoulder injury in August.
So that may take away the aggression.
Yeah, that may slow him down. But yeah, he's very familiar. 16, he was their starter, had an injury last year as they kind of got things underway and opened the door for Sindelar. They went back and forth, then he broke the ankle. And again, that's where Sindelar kind of took command of the offense last year as they won 4 of their last 5 games.
Northwestern's got their 2 timeouts. You do wonder if they could put a little pressure on Purdue by using them on the ground. That gives at least the Boilermakers some breathing room. So no timeout taken. Markel Jones. They're going to do that again. And that probably is going to be the final play of this first half. No. Pat Fitzgerald says, wait a minute. Raced out on the field, used one of those timeouts.
He's going to try to come up with a stop here and see if they can try to go after a punt maybe.
Well, we've talked about the turnovers, and it's all 3 times been interceptions. The Wildcats turnovers, that's been the difference in this first half. J.R. Pace, after that one, touchdown Wildcats. Second pick, beautifully athletic from Nate Hall. And what happens? T.J. Greene punches it in. Third time, this one really hurts, I think, for Purdue. The senior captain, Montre Hardage. And then Jeremy Larkin with the quarterback-like Wildcat play. Third touchdown off of a turnover.
I apologize. I thought Northwestern called the timeout.
Oh, they didn't? No. I did too. I saw Pat Fitzgerald run on the field.
I guess it was Purdue.
Wow.
I don't know why.
I don't either. You have 8 seconds to go. You just handed it off 2 times in a row. You get one more touch for that guy and get his head ripped off.
They call another timeout.
Wow. Well, who knows? Maybe just the psychology of the kind of tone he wants to set.
He might be trying. We talked about trying to get to midnight or a little beyond. He might be trying to push this to the 2-hour first half.
He did have an interesting comment in the locker room before the game. We might show you at some point, where he referenced how late this game could go.
Yeah.
Maybe he decided he wants that. It's just when you run the ball twice.
The football very much. We're at 10 o'clock Eastern right now.
We will see the midnight hour. Blau gets it to Moore, and who knows? Maybe the true freshman can make something happen. He could definitely make some things happen. He will, in the end, have to go out of bounds. The final play of the first half. Exciting. He was the story for Purdue, but the turnover is really the bigger story overall.
Yeah,
positive things happening for them.
Yeah.
And the interceptions just killed almost all of that.
But again, you're talking about the defense needing to make some plays, whether it's a turnover or 3 and out. They've got to make a play to get the offense back out there and give them a chance.
Moten fumbles the opening kickoff of the second half, picked it up again, but only gets out to about the 18, 19-yard line. Well, let's go downstairs to Maria Taylor.
Well, Dave, I did get to spend a little time with Pat Fitzgerald, and we talked through his idea for the quarterback play, and he said coming into this game, it was completely medically predetermined. So we're going to continue to see that rotation of quarterbacks as he tries to figure out who is the best one to play throughout this game. And also got a report from the Purdue locker room, and the biggest focus is defense playing downhill and coming out and trying to start fast on offense in the second half.
Well, a lot of good info there, and that it is interesting. A medically predetermined sort of timeshare with Thorson and TJ Green. Here's your guy, isn't it?
There he is.
Cameron Green is having a heck of a game.
They're doing a good job with their spacing to be able to make it tough on this defense, to put them in an either-or situation, and the beneficiary a lot of times has been the big superback tight end.
I kind of like the way they call it the superback. They got their own name for it. That pass right there. And Clayton Thorson, when he's been on the field, hard to be more impressed by him.
I just love how he started to his right and then eventually worked his way back to the left and threw an absolute strike. Even though it wasn't that far a throw downfield, it was just the way he worked through his progressions and eventually found his receiver he wanted.
Taking a shot down the field into coverage. That one knocked away and really could have been intercepted. Tim Cason was there in coverage. Well, why are we talking about the pitch count, so to speak, the timeshare? Well, this is what happened to Clayton Thorson in Northwestern's bowl game. They were playing Kentucky. They decided to run a trick play, and it did not end well. He made the catch. But you'll see the knee buckle there. Tore the ACL, had the surgery pretty soon thereafter. I mean, he was a guy who was trying to make the decision at that point, go to the NFL, stay in school. Had just decided basically that he was going to stay at Northwestern, and that ended up being the right decision. Now he'll try to get healthy. I don't know. I think you referenced it earlier in the game. That is going to be close. Third and very short. Yeah, maybe Purdue got their stop.
Yeah, I don't think he got it. And it's going to force Northwestern to have to punt.
How about that? Now that is exactly what you said Purdue needed.
And their defense stepped up to the challenge. Northwestern took a shot on second and short, didn't hit it, come back on third down and short. You could see Maria said that Nick Holt wants to see him play downhill. They followed that assignment on that third down.
And Jake Collins, who had one not very good punt. This one isn't real deep, but it's fair caught. Well, Purdue will get the ball for the first time in the second half. And we'll keep it here. Purdue's defense gets the stop. Which quarterback is going to come out and lead the offense? I think it is going to be the veteran David Blau, who came in for the final series. Elijah Sindelar did a lot of good things, but the 3 picks.
The 3 turnovers that have resulted in 21 of the 31 points. But I thought Jeff Brom said it very plainly to you and I, Maria, and our crew. Hey, we've got Blau there. If we need a spark, we're not trying to create a controversy, but if we've got a guy down there that we know we need, we can turn to him, and we'll see what the veteran can do.
Right up the middle, and a big play on the ground. Purdue into Northwestern territory. It's DJ Knox.
Nice block in the middle here. Watch the left guard, Dennis Edwards. Watch him get up and make a nice block here up on the linebacker, Patty Fisher. That's what hits the middle. They had split safeties. So with the speed that time of Knox, once he hit through the second level of linebackers, you could see how quick he was to that third level.
Well, they're going to keep it on the ground again. Knox with a nice cut up field to get some positive yards on first down. They hardly ran the ball at all in the first half.
No, not at all. And one of the things they want to try to do, you could see, when they run the ball, Blake Gallagher 51, they do not play nickel. They play with 3 big linebackers. Well, Jeff Brom knows that. They want to try to make those big linebackers have to make plays out in space.
Wow, a little herky-jerky there, and the ball goes through the hands of Rondale Moore.
Yeah, that play, whether he caught that or not, that wasn't going anywhere. You throw the ball back into the boundary, you've got 3 white jerseys surrounding Rondale Moore. That's one way to actually corral the fleet-footed freshman. You need him in space. You need him to the field. And after that, they move him over to the left to get him where he's got more room to work.
This has a chance to be a record-setting night, not just for a freshman or a true freshman, but in the history of this Purdue program for total yardage for Rondale Moore. That's how good his first half was. Play clock winding down on 3rd and 7. Wow, looking sort of in that direction now. He's going to take off with one pump fake, takes a big hit, and the ball came out. Looked to me like the ball popped out.
Yeah, ball's out. As he dove for that first down, they're going to give it to him.
What a break for Purdue. He took a huge lick.
Yeah. And that's Patty Fisher coming in late from behind, 42. Right there, he's still up, obviously. Ball comes out. And I think he had the presence of mind to be able to roll over and pick it up.
The ruling on the field on the
It's
previous
out.
play was a fumble recovered by the offense. The play is under further review.
Yeah, he got it back. They called it
He
right
did.
on the field. It was a fumble, number one, and number two, he got the fumble back. After taking that shot, that was a pretty good effort by Blau to be able to turn around and find that ball quickly where you have two white jerseys scrambling to find the ball themselves.
And with the rollover, it took any doubt away. It's a first down.
Yeah. And that's the aspect that he brings to this offense. 3rd down, people are covered. He's not afraid to pull down. You're not going to see Sindelar do that. Even if he were healthy, it's not his game. It is David Blau's game, and he's not afraid to take off and go.
You know what's interesting is, assuming this call is confirmed, and I think it will be, this is Purdue's first trip inside the red zone. They scored their 2 touchdowns on big plays down the field. This is the first time their offense actually has operated inside the 20.
And something to keep in mind with Blau in there is his feet become part of the way they can attack. Not just necessarily running, but creating, even buying time, waiting for somebody to get off a
After
coverage
review,
and throw the
the ruling
ball.
on the field stands. First down.
First down, Boilermakers. That's a big conversion on 3rd and 7. Well, this is exactly what you said had to, if they were going to have a chance in this game, they got to stop on defense. They get the ball back. Now they're moving it down the field.
And you can see it's just been 4 plays and 56 yards. They're 59 seconds into this drive. That gives you an idea that they can score. And with this style of offense, they can score in a hurry. That's why they just needed to get the defense to come up with a stop, try to get this within a touchdown.
Yeah, they're down 2 touchdowns. They have almost 100 more total yards than Northwestern. Blau again will step up. He's going to throw on the move. He stayed behind the line of scrimmage, completes that inside the 5 to Jared Sparks.
Just talked about how his feet come into play. Not necessarily to run, but to move around, to buy time, to allow his receivers to be able to run away from coverage. It's exactly what happens. The defense sees him. They're thinking he may take off. They leave the receiver, and now you have people open up, and Blau does a good job keeping his eyes downfield and finding the open receiver that time, Sparks.
So here we go, the situation that was so tough for Purdue last year. These short yardage type spots, they've kind of spread it out a little bit. They will hand the ball off. Knox powering his way forward, and I think he's in. He is. Touchdown.
The big fella, Eric Swingler, the right tackle, he's going to make sure he got in. He was right about at the goal line fighting, and the big fella on the right side, 6'6", 300-pounder, just pushed him in. Watch 60 right there on the right tackle. He sees Knox. He says, oh, no. Get him across. Push him across. Touchdown, Boilermakers.
And then land on it for good measure.
Hey, they did what they had to
That
do.
is exactly what they needed. Now Northwestern not quite as comfortable in this game with the extra point pending here. That all happened pretty quickly. I mean, not even 4 minutes off the clock. We've had a 3 and out and a possession and a touchdown. And a big sequence for the Boilermakers to start this second half. They're back within a touchdown. They will kick it deep here. Yeah, looks like Moten will bring it out once again. He gets tackled from behind. Nice special teams play. Well, while we have a moment, let's send it downstairs to Maria.
Well, on the last touchdown play, you heard Herbie giving a lot of credit to right tackle Eric Swingler, and he's one of the great stories in college football right now because he's one of those guys who nobody wanted, and he'll plainly say that. He didn't play for the first 2 seasons, earned a scholarship last May, and even his O-line coach will say he doesn't have a ton of talent, but he works very, very hard, and he grew up just an hour away from Northwestern guys. Now he's the one creating the push for touchdowns against Northwestern as a starter.
Now, if you're a player, Herbie, and you hear that from your coach, he's not very talented, but I really like him. Do you take that as a compliment?
Try hard kind of guy. You know what he does have is versatility. I mean, last year when Grant Hermans went down with that ACL against Wisconsin, Swingler went in for him on the left side. And, of course, with Herman's back this year, they flipped him over to the right side. So it's pretty good to be able to play left and the right side at tackle.
Now Thorson in for another down. That one off the hands, and it gets ricocheted, and I think Cameron Greene ended up catching that ball.
Wow. Off of Cameron Greene. And then I think it went off of Antonio Blackman, and then back into the hands of Cameron Greene. Ball's in the air. Let's see here. Oh, that hit the ground.
Yeah,
that hit the ground. Yeah, they're going to stop that.
Ruling on the previous play was that the receiver caught the pass. That play is under further review.
Well, almost just a crazy and spectacular play, but I think that hit the turf.
Yeah, it sure looked like it. We had a great look. This will be another one. Just a ball thrown a little high for Greene. Definitely hits the surface. But how about the instincts by our big super back Cameron Greene to try to haul that in off of the potential tip.
We're going to make him a star tonight. Cameron Greene, the junior from Buffalo Grove, Illinois, was having a heck of an all-around game. Now, assuming this gets overturned, it'll be 3rd and 5. So that would turn into another big play on both sides.
I think we can safely assume it's going to be 3rd and 5.
I think so too.
If I'm Nick Holt, I'm putting my 3rd and 5 defensive package together right now. Same with Northwestern and their offense. You know, we talked over the last couple of days as we've all been together about this matchup and about Northwestern. I still personally don't think that the Northwestern brand gets the national respect that they deserve. They have really almost become an 8-win team almost every year.
The ball hit the ground. This was an incomplete pass. It will now be 3rd down and 5 yards at the 25-yard line. Please reset the game clock to 11:02.
You know, they won 10 last year. If you go over the last 6 or 7 years, they're averaging about 8 wins. And for whatever reason, people still, when they hear Northwestern, they don't necessarily think of a team that's an 8 or 9 or 10 win program. And Pat Fitzgerald and the continuity on his staff with his coordinators deserve a lot of credit. The new facility they just built by the lake, and it's a great option for a lot of kids.
They've never had the back-to-back 10-plus win seasons. So that's what they're trying for this year as they continue to push the bar higher. 3rd and 5 after that call was overturned. Thorson. Pressure picked up. He throws to Cameron Greene, the open field tackle. Now the ball comes out, scooped up, and it's going the other direction. I believe they called the play down. Jacob Thieneman grabbed the ball and started running toward the end zone.
Yeah, I think that knee touched before the ball came out. Watch the knees. Still has possession. He's down.
Yeah.
Still has possession, trying to reach, then the ball comes out. Great call by the official, but he is short of the 1st down, despite that effort to extend the ball out. Purdue's defense, again, gets Thorson and that offense off the field. That happened quick. That was a really tough call by that official. He made a good call.
So now I think we're going to review maybe both aspects of the play, whether he was down or not, and whether he reached the ball across and got the 1st down. No, Pat Fitzgerald, the guy you were just talking about, he had a lot of smiles in the first half. He's getting a little more intense now. What do you think? Knee down, ball?
Well,
close.
Yeah, this is a tough one here.
I think they got the spot pretty close to correct.
Well, you know, it's a little bit misleading because it just depends on where they determine where the knee is down, because he clearly extends the ball past the first down mark. But if you go where the knee initially touches, it's really before he starts to get it too far extended.
Yep. I think they got it right.
I do too.
Well, what we got is they look at this here for did he extend. Your point about the knee is it. The exact instant the knee touches, where's the ball? And I think we had a pretty good shot down the 30-yard line here. It's just short when that knee hits.
That's what it looks like.
We're splitting hairs, but it's just short. So
after review, the ring on the field stands. The runner was down, short of the line to gain, 4th down.
Wow. Another stop. And by the way, those stops have been close every single time.
They have.
I mean, you're talking about less than a yard on both the stops here in the second half to force Northwestern to punt. Every inch matters for Nick Holt and his defense trying to get stops.
They have not allowed Nick Holt's defense a 3rd down conversion since the first drive of the game. Pretty impressive. So Collins with Anthrop back to receive. Purdue's going to get the ball back with a chance to go tie the game. Another fair catch at about the 26-yard line.
Well, I'm dialed in every week, so I look forward to those games. It kind of gets everybody's weekend started.
Now, are you critiquing our analysts who rotate through while you watch on Thursday Night Football?
No.
Okay.
Just your producer and director.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Hear that, Scott? Hear that, Jeff?
Just the truck. You guys do an awesome job. Honestly, it gets everybody fired up when you guys come on the air and gets everyone ready for their game or whatever's happening that weekend. It's the start.
We kind of feel like we're the entree to the weekend of college football. That one knocked up and incomplete.
I'll tell you, both these corners holding up on the outside, and that was their concern. How would the corners play with 2 veteran safeties? They lost their corners from a year ago, and they could tell in talking to Nick Holt, he felt pretty good that they could play ball. And Antonio Blackman playing pretty good. Kason, 24, we've seen him make plays. Got some confusion right now by the Purdue defense. Look up the top. They've got an open man. Blackman comes over late. Boy, they're lucky to get lined up here.
I think they did get organized. TJ Greene taking this series at quarterback on 3rd and 8. Greene throws, and right there, caught for a 1st down. All the way across the field, Flynn Nagel with the catch.
How about that throw by TJ Greene? 3rd down. Chips are on the table. You got to step up and make the play. And this is from the right hash, under pressure. They're closing in on him. Puts it right on the money. Big time throw.
A run on 1st down for a short game. Well, TJ, his dad did some of his best NFL work for the Chiefs, and TJ grew up around Kansas City. He was a very good high school player. A little bit undersized. I think he got 1 Division I scholarship offer, walked on at Northwestern.
Here he is.
He's playing in a big game.
It's pretty cool. Love his dad. I played against him when he was in Indiana.
That is a big break for Northwestern. The snap, I think, went right into Cameron Greene, who was in motion, and he pounces on it.
Yeah, that's just a miscommunication. There's Trent Greene, a little frustrated there with that snap. Ball, anytime you have a receiver going in motion, obviously you got to be very careful when that ball is snapped. And I don't think that was intentional to try to just get it up there to Cameron Greene. I think they were hoping he was already beyond the center, and just a miscommunication between Greene and the center, Jared Thomas. They just snapped it right into Cameron Greene.
Well, they just converted a 3rd down for the first time in a long time. Now they'll try again on 3rd and 12. Screen play. Pass complete. And a big hit right at midfield. Stopped well short of the 1st down.
He likes to, Nick Holt, the defensive coordinator from Purdue, as he was visiting with us, he wanted to see tackling. He wanted to see him run to the football. He wanted to see effort. Well, again, he saw that right there, and that's why Purdue's coming off the field and forcing Northwestern once again to punt. Defense has really stepped up here. We got a second half. They've shut down Northwestern. No points.
All the new guys, all the young players. So the first couple series were ugly. Since then, they have gotten it together.
Think about the 3 turnovers, too. I mean, that has a lot to do with the points for Northwestern.
Fair catch. And right inside the 15. That'll send us. You're watching the Big Ten on ESPN. here from Ross-Ade Stadium. We got a good one for you in the Big Ten. 31-24 Northwestern. Been 2 different times in this game where I thought it might go off the rails, so to speak, for the Boilermakers.
Yeah.
And they have hung in there.
Yeah, sure have. That's their mantra, not to give up, continue to fight. Down 14-0 early, came back to tie it up, down 31-17. Now here we are. They're only down a touchdown.
A play that worked on their first drive of the second half. A handoff up the middle to DJ Knox.
They'll kind of rotate their backs, kind of feel it out. It's by committee. Jeff Brom just kind of waits to see if somebody gets into a rhythm. Knox has been the guy we've seen here more in the second half, along with David Blau.
Second quarterback of the night, Elijah Sindelar, made a lot of impressive throws, but threw 3 picks, and especially one of them a very poor decision. And after that, he was out of the game. Blau is a runner, much more than Sindelar. He gets the first down.
This is just you're going to give the quarterback, just keep the defense honest to let them know that Sindelar is not a quarterback. You've got to account for the quarterback. He's just going to follow Knox. Receivers on the inside are blocking. Second down at about 5 or 6. They're going to open up the middle of that defense. He's saying, hey, we'll take that all day, and picks up enough yards for that first.
Well, Sindelar it looked to me like he's close to his head coach. He's got his helmet on. That's another first down run out to the 30. And I don't know if that means, hey, stand by. You could be sent in there at any point or whatever.
I just like to see he's engaged.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously getting the sign, getting the call, keeping his mind in the game. You know, these two have such a good relationship. They support one another. Even though you're disappointed and discouraged, maybe you didn't get it done. You had the 3 turnovers. You at the same time obviously want to win the game, and you want your guy to go in there and do well.
Second down and 6. Blau. And that's Rondale Moore. That's his first catch of the second half.
Yeah, that's a matchup you take all day. Blake Gallagher is a big physical linebacker, and to match him up out there against Rondale Moore, if I'm a quarterback looking out at that, I'm definitely going to try to take that matchup and get as many yards as you can. There's that 3rd and short.
Here to me is where Blau is much more of a factor.
Yep.
He can call a pass play, and if nothing's there, see if he can go get it himself. Under center, play fake. Pressured. And that one is a duck. He got hit. Now penalty flag is thrown. There may have been some contact in the defensive backfield. Now there's lots of things going on here. Was the ball tipped?
I think they're trying to figure out, right, if the ball was tipped. I don't know if the ball was actually tipped. He was hit as he threw it.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Ineligible receiver downfield. Number 89 was covered up. Holding defense number 29. Was fouls offset. Replay 3rd down.
So Purdue essentially didn't get lined up right, and so the tight end then when he went downfield was ineligible. That's one penalty. The hold, which the hold wouldn't matter whether the ball was tipped or not.
That's right.
Leaves us right where we were.
Yeah, go back, and looks like Jeff Brom will change up the formation, the personnel grouping. Going back to your point, give him the option to get the ball either out quickly or pull it down, and always can scramble for that first down. Man to man, you play man to man, you better spy the quarterback. Somebody better be on the quarterback, and it looks like Patty Fisher, the middle linebacker, is lined up directly across from 11.
3rd and 2. He's going to pitch it after he faked the run, and that was a great decision. First down and more out to midfield.
Now, I love the call. He kind of goes in to try to pull the defense towards him. And it actually affected Trey Williams, the corner. Watch how he goes in to the left there. Trey Williams, the corner, is not blocked. Eventually, Knox makes him miss, but he was pulled in, lured in by having his eyes on the quarterback. Something that Purdue knows Northwestern likes to do is keep their eyes on that quarterback.
I'm with you. That's just a beautiful play design. Now the running back, Markel Jones, makes a man miss.
Guys, I've been watching the relationship between the quarterbacks, Elijah and David, and every single time David comes back over to the sideline, he's talking to Jeff Brom and then immediately Elijah, and they're bouncing ideas off of each other. They've been through a lot. David is the older guy, but he said they had ups and downs this entire time they've been on campus together.
It's cool to see, Maria. I mean, it's oftentimes in these battles you see a guy transfer, you see a guy be disgruntled. It's rare to see guys truly support each other like this.
That throw. With a penalty flag in the backfield, that might be an illegal hit on the quarterback. Maybe.
It is.
A completion for a short gain, but I don't think that's going to matter.
Yeah, the two defenders from Northwestern got to Blau after he threw the ball.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 83. 15-yard penalty added on to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
It's Trent Goins, the defensive end. Right after he throws it, Goins coming right towards Blau. He hits him there. Looked like Gaziano may have pulled up 97. He actually goes into the legs of Gaziano. So two Northwestern defenders right there. But after he throws it, he's hit late in the referee right on top of it.
So the ball is now inside the 30. Purdue on the move again, and they are using the ground game. They handed the ball off, what, 3 times? 3 official rushing attempts in the entire first half. Big difference.
Yeah, nothing wrong with trying to get those linemen who are very experienced. 4 of them are all returning starters from last year. Nothing wrong with letting them dig in and come off the ball. It's a good matchup, actually. Purdue's offensive line against the veteran defensive front from Northwestern. That wasn't an option in the first half with Sindelar. It is right now with Blau.
2nd and 8, another handoff. And some tough running from Markel Jones. So it'll be 3rd and reasonably short.
And I like how they're rotating both Knox and Jones back and forth. We've seen Fuller in a little bit, and it just keeps a fresh guy, fresh back, fresh set of legs in there. And they keep running the ball, and they keep getting to these 3rd and 3s, 3rd and 4s. Last time they used Blau as a decoy to lure that defense in, and he pitched it out. Let's see what he does here. Again, look at the tight coverage from the defensive backs. They're trying to take away the easy, quick throw, the quick slant. Very tight, playing man-to-man. And like I said, that can open up some opportunities for the quarterback in the run game.
And Northwestern looked to me like they put their best guy on Moore, and there you go. Exactly as called, first down Purdue.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be able to account for that quarterback, and they tried to pinch it with the linebackers, but it's a good job of the lineman getting up to that second level. Kirk Barron, the center, right there, he gets Patty Fisher, and that's the only block they really needed was Barron getting up to the linebacker Fisher. If he makes that block, it's going to allow Blau to get the first down because everybody else is spread out in man-to-man coverage.
Now remember, when you look at those numbers, the first half rushing totals, almost, 76 of those, Rondale Moore with the little jet sweep. So they hardly ran for anything in the first half. Totally different here. I don't know about that one. There's Rondale, and he's tough to bring down. Even that was impressive.
You know, that's where I think as Purdue's offense grows with Moore, you're going to use him as a decoy. As soon as the defense sees 4, they're immediately flying out to the flat. You could easily use that, the fear of him coming in motion and going out to the flat, and now the tight end on a curl, it's an easy throw because the defense is so concerned with getting outflanked by the speed of Rondale Moore.
First game as a college player, and he has changed how both teams are playing. He has. 2nd and 12, they get it to him again. And a good open field tackle. Really good.
That's big time.
Is that Greg Newsome? He's a true freshman.
Yeah, true freshman against true freshman. Greg Newsome out of Chicago. How about that play? We've seen Trey Williams out there who struggled earlier to tackle Rondale Moore in that long touchdown. This time the true freshman does a heck of a job in the open field. That is much harder to do than he made that look.
So the 13th play of this drive, they've gone 69 yards. They've taken up about 6 minutes. It's 3rd and 12. There's a difference. You can't run it down to the end of the quarter. The play clock is winding down. They get the play snapped. Blau complete to the tight end. But that's going to be stopped well short. And now, do you just take the 3 points? As we start the 4th quarter, 31-24. Spencer Evans from just 27 yards. And the first play of this fourth quarter, right down the middle. And we got a ball game.
We got a game.
We got a game.
I mean, this was 31-17 at half, and Northwestern has Purdue has shut down this Northwestern offense. 31-27. We're just starting this fourth quarter.
And just the appetizer for a weekend of college football to get the whole thing started. How about Saturday college football on ABC? The first game at 3:30, Washington, Auburn. Just tremendous. Pac-12, SEC.
Unbelievable. Maybe the game of the weekend. A lot at stake for both these teams. Washington basically traveling into the backyard of Auburn in the heart of the SEC. Two great quarterbacks. Cannot wait to watch that one.
And that game will basically roll into your game. You'll be in Orlando, #1 Alabama, Louisville with a new quarterback, but a lot of skilled guys, 8 Eastern.
Yep. We know Puma Pass will be there for Louisville. Can't wait to see finally who the quarterback is, whether it's Tua or Jalen Hurts. We'll see how that one plays out. Louisville kind of chirping a little bit. Kind of confident.
A little bit.
Feeling that they're not just going down there to play and get a T-shirt. They're going down there to win the game.
Look who's with us tonight. Our national championship trophy presented by Dr. Pepper. Wouldn't you well, maybe you wouldn't like to know. Maybe it would spoil it all. But think about, as we sit here, still August on this Thursday night, the twists and the turns that this season will take before ultimately that thing's handed out.
Just when you think you know, you don't know.
You don't know.
That drive was 14 plays, as you said, 76 yards, almost 7 minutes.
It's like we switched teams. Purdue became a different team. And an almost mistake on special teams, but they stayed in the end zone.
We talked about how in the first half and the second half it's been a different story. It's one thing to talk about David Blau and how he's come in and provided a spark, but really it's been the Purdue defense. Look at the first half, 31 points. You can see the touchdowns, the field goal, a few punts in there, but they had their way pretty much against Purdue's young defense. Nick Holt went to the chalkboard, made some adjustments, and you can see the second half. It's been a totally different story where they've been able to control things and get this offense off the field.
We'll show you that second half drive chart here as Northwestern is back on the field. And a pass zipped incomplete by Thorson, who's back on the field for the Wildcats. Okay, in the second half, the offense just has been totally different for Northwestern.
You saw those touchdowns and the drives and the way they were able to get down the field. Look at these 3 drives. That's all they've. Third quarter, they had 3 drives, and they punted the ball on all 3 drives. Thorson trying to settle this offense down. They need points. We keep talking about Purdue needing points. Northwestern better get on the board because Purdue's not slowing down.
Handoff, left side running. Good pursuit. Some tough running to get even just a couple yards, but Derek Barnes, that's one of his best plays of the night, I think.
Again, the defensive line ate up the offensive line, and it freed him up to be able to flow freely to the outside. Look at these linemen. Look at those linemen eating up the offensive linemen. Nobody's able to climb to get to Barnes, and he shows you he's got speed to be able to get to the outside to meet Jeremy Larkin.
Here we go again. That looked like a flinch. There was no flag thrown for a false start. Thorson on the run. Clayton Thorson will go out of bounds, and he's short by a couple yards.
You could see how once he got to the sideline, he was watch the knees. He's short, but he has more athletic ability than maybe some people want to give him credit. Again, if you're just tuning in, he is recovering from an ACL that he suffered in the bowl game. It's basically 8.5, 9 months to recover from that. So they've been careful with him tonight. It's one of the few times we've actually seen him have to take off and run, and does come up short. So it's another 4th possession, 4th punt for Northwestern in the second half.
This is just amazing. It was looking so easy for their offense. It is not easy any longer. Another fair catch. Oh, the Boilermakers are going to get the ball back.
You know, I think this is a great example. There are a lot of people who are coaching this weekend who are finally done. The hay's in the barn. They're kicking their feet up for a brief second to watch some college football. This is an example of what you're going to lecture your kids about tomorrow, about not giving up. When the things go against you, down 14, Purdue fights back to tie it up. Down 31-17, Purdue fights back, and now they're in a position to win this game. Teams in the first weekend are going to get tested emotionally, mentally, physically. It's the teams that are willing to battle. They're going to find ways to win games.
Well, Purdue is definitely battling. I thought 2 different times in this game they were down and out. Rondale Moore, pursuit immediately there. Now, Northwestern just starting to key on him.
Yeah, again, Nate Hall and the outside linebackers, I don't think they feel the same vertical threat in the passing game than when Sindelar's in there. Most of what they've seen from Blau, even though it's been effective, has been the running game, has been a quarterback scramble, has been shorter throws. So they're tightening up and trying to come down towards the line of scrimmage with linebackers and secondary play.
A really good point, and I think it's absolutely true. There is a difference in the type of plays that Purdue can feel confident in based on the quarterback. That one was dropped. And another one of those type of plays to set up 3rd and long.
Yeah, I mean, if you're upstairs and you're one of the Purdue coaches, one of the offensive coaches, you've got to probably be calling down to Jeff Brom and to the other coaches about even if you just show it, even if it maybe not obviously here on 3rd down, but the next set of downs, you got to be willing to stretch the field. Let Northwestern know that Blau can throw the ball downfield, but everything right now is very short and a lot about the running game, and Northwestern's adjusting to that.
We haven't seen much of those tight ends. It was such a talented group for Purdue. Blau will throw short middle. That's Rondale Moore, makes a cut. Here he goes. He does come up short, but you can just see all the talent.
Was that the Walter Payton dead leg there? Did he give him a little bit of a...
He did.
He gave him
I think he did.
He went up in the air. He gave him the leg there. Watch this. Just sticks that thing in the ground. Good job by keeping him short, but I love that. This kid was playing high school football last year. Those poor kids trying to tackle him last year. They played against Trinity.
Not many did.
No.
And how about this? I mean, he has now set the all-time Purdue football record for total yards in a game. Not by a freshman, in a game. By anybody.
By anybody.
By
First
anybody.
game.
It's his first game. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, he's going to be making a lot of people look bad.
Welcome to college football, Rondale. Pretty good start to your career.
It ain't that easy.
School record.
He was right, and his team is hanging in there.
And they have, in the last year we saw it, this first game, taking on that personality, that head coach.
Totally different program now here at Purdue. On 1st down, Northwestern with the catch and run.
And guys, I've seen the conversation shift defensively as we talk about hanging in there an entire game. Now defensive coordinator Nick Holt isn't saying wrap up, make sure you tackle, swarm the ball. All the conversation is about execution, where your assignment is making adjustments on the sideline. So now they're getting that effort and they're applying the execution. We've seen the improvement here in the second half.
Thorson, all kinds of time, and that'll be a 1st down catch. If you closed your eyes and said, what does a defensive coordinator look like? It's Nick Holt. I think
he's fresh out of Hollywood. If we made a movie and we said, hey, we need a defensive coordinator. Anybody have any ideas? Right there. There he is, right there.
You got to wrinkle the forehead. Got to get the glasses on and off. Sweat pouring down.
But the voice is kind of the icing on the cake.
For sure.
Can just barely talk.
Could hardly get the words out when we sat with him. 1st down, Northwestern. Good start to this drive for the Wildcats. Thorson's going to throw. He's got a man and just a little too strong.
Well, their answer to the pressure and the execution that Maria is talking about is mesh routes, crossing routes, try to create some rubs. Watch the receivers coming across. They're trying to create some traffic jams for those defensive backs and linebackers. They did a better job there. He took a shot. He actually had a matchup that's favorable there with Larkin matched up against Jones. He just didn't put enough air under it. But that's what they've been doing here on this drive. A lot of crossing routes. See if Purdue pulls out of that man, plays a little more zone.
Here comes some more pressure. Thorson just kind of threw that one away.
There's a little contact here. Thorson, remember, with the ACL, he kind of played possum here a little bit. He gets just touched, just touched at the end, and then goes down trying to draw that personal foul for a late hit, but not even close to being a late hit. Good job by the referee. He was all over it, right on top of that.
Didn't they tell us number 92 looks the part? Giovanni Revere?
Yes.
He looks the part. 3rd and 10. Now they do bring some pressure. Picked up initially. And Thorson hits his man across the middle for a first down. Into Purdue territory. That's Flynn Nagel.
You're right. They bring the safety blitz. Picked up. And he does a great job of navigating the middle of the field and throwing that ball right behind Marcus Bailey, 21, right there. And he throws that right into the window, put a little bit on that because he had to on 3rd down to give his receiver a chance.
First time they've crossed midfield in the second half. Incomplete on 1st down.
It's also the first time we've seen Purdue's defense on their heels in the second half. All of a sudden, Northwestern, to their credit, they pick up a couple first downs. They're going a little bit more tempo, and you got Purdue with their hands on their hips. They've been the aggressor in the second half, but on this drive so far, it's been Thorson.
It doesn't seem to me, does it? Thorson keeps it. He'll go down. It does not seem to me that we're quite sticking to the same plan of rotating series now that this game is coming down the stretch.
No, the pitch count went out the window.
Yep. It's the playoffs, and it's time to just run our guy out there.
And honestly, we're at week 1. It's still August, right?
Yeah.
We're at week 1, and these teams need this win. Both these teams need not just a win to start the season, but a conference win to start the season.
On 3rd and 8, Thorson steps up across the middle. The big open field tackle. Nagel held onto the ball, but he was brought down immediately by Blackman.
Again, another mesh route. That time Blackman's able to get around that. This is kind of that no man's land. Pat Fitzgerald known for going for it on 4th down. Last year he went for it 39 times. I think it was first in the country as far as attempts.
So this is interesting.
Remember, his target has been right to the right side. Greene, the superback.
He looked to me like he was looking for Greene. He'll go over the top, incomplete. I thought a flag was coming out. No flag was thrown, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
13 years old. 13. Going on 35.
And he'll be clapping now. Penalty flag thrown. That's a first down if the play stands. Coach Brady's a little concerned about that flag. He's got the body language down, doesn't he?
Sure does. Looks like a coach.
Ineligible receiver downfield, offense number 64. 5-yard penalty, repeats 1st down.
That's the second one of those for Purdue, I think. This time Dennis Edwards. You thought we were kidding. His Twitter handle is Coach Brady Brom. The countdown was on.
And I asked him, I said, if I asked you about the recruits, would you have to look at a sheet of paper? He goes, I could tell you every recruit that's verbal, and I'll tell you the ones that we're after without looking at anything. He's on top of it.
He literally sort of has his run of the place. Brom in scramble mode now. That's a pretty nice throw. And it didn't get much, 4 yards to Terry Wright.
He's dead serious. And you would think, he might be interested in playing,
yeah.
but this is what he wants to do. This is his passion. And I think it's really cool that he gets to hang out with his dad at the office, and he takes it in. It's not like a cute little joke. He is dead serious about his job and what he does, and you would never believe when you hang around him that he's 13 years old.
As Maria said, the two brothers, Jeff's dad is involved. It's a family affair here in West Lafayette. But Brady is involved too. That was a dangerous throw. It was up in the air a long time. Knocked away incomplete.
Yeah, 8:20 to go here, 3rd and 11. Now that first play to start this drive, they finally went downfield a little bit, only to have an illegal man downfield, so it brought it all the way back. But that was the play that they needed, I think, just to not just get the drive started off right, but the type of execution and throwing the ball downfield to make Northwestern know that they're capable of doing that with Blau in the game.
That was also Kirk. That was Greg Newsome, that true freshman who knocked that ball away. I mean, he looks like a player. 3rd and 11. And a holding call, I think, has been made. Blau now is just going to go out of bounds. He got stepped on, basically. I assume that penalty will be declined.
Yeah, 64 again. Dennis Edwards, a transfer from Western Kentucky. He was the illegal man downfield earlier, and now the holding call here on 3rd down.
Holding, offense, number 64. Penalties declined, 4th down.
Keep bragging on Nick Holt's defense, but Northwestern kind of matching them here after the score got to 31-27. They've done a good job these last 2 possessions themselves getting the ball back to their own offense with some big stops. Just got a feeling it's going to come down to somebody's going to make a mistake. You know what I mean? It's going to be a costly mistake that could cost them the game.
The special teams has been mostly clean until now. That was a booming punt. Lees slips a couple would-be tacklers, but not a third. Yet he and Purdue still trail. Northwestern 31, Purdue 27, under 8 to go. And the Wildcats with their own very talented young player, Jeremy Larkin. TJ Green is in at quarterback. Larkin's just not going down.
Well, he didn't.
He never did.
No. Well, I thought he was stopped. The lineman got involved in pushing him, but it looked like Lorenzo Neal did a really good job of blowing that play up from the beginning. He had nowhere to go, but give him credit for not giving up on the play and gives some positive yards.
Well, it's one game, not even one full game. So it's too early to write the full story, but Justin Jackson gone. I think the running back position is not a huge concern.
No, not from what we've seen from Larkin. Here comes Green.
Green's kind of running the option, and he got the 1st down.
Green, the ball carrier.
Okay, he's got that in his bag of tricks. I said he got the 1st down, and maybe he was stopped just a little bit short, about a half a yard.
The coaches told us, you know, that they've got 4 quarterbacks potentially that are on their roster, but they felt that TJ Green, the best thing that he brought to the table was knowledge of this offense, ability to read defenses, make good decisions, and get the ball out. They also said he has just enough athletic ability to do things like that.
3rd and 1, handoff. Larkin bounces it outside. 1st down and more to midfield, and he'll finally be wrestled down. Jeremy Larkin having a heck of a night.
The Purdue defense lost their edge. They lost the edge. They got to be able to get to the outside. Larkin recognizes it and is able to get back, bounce this ball to the outside. See how they collapse down. Green makes a good block, but that was a lost. Higgins loses contain, and a good back like Larkin's going to see that, bounce it to the outside, and pick up big yards. 130 now in the night.
That ball was incomplete. Now that was close. Purdue thinks it's a fumble and a recovery. He had it briefly. Did he have it for long enough to be a catch?
See if he's bobbling this ball.
Yeah, I think he was.
Think he's bobbling it?
I think it's moving around. I don't think he ever secured that. Do you?
Well, I think he was kind of moving the ball from his left arm into his right arm to start to run with it. Doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah, they didn't stop to take a look. Flag thrown from behind. That pass was completed.
Well, I think again, Kason has played a great corner tonight, but his right hand, the left hand is not interfering. He gets around him, but the right hand looks like it actually pulls on the Skoranek, on the receiver for Northwestern.
Pass interference, defense number 24. Spot foul, automatic 1st down.
his left hand, watch him at the bottom. He's coming up. See how the right hand already is pulling on the arm of Skowronek? See right there. You see he's pulling that arm down. Somehow he lets go at the end, and Skowronek, good concentration, able to make that catch, but it doesn't matter. It's a first down with the interference.
Well, not to dwell on it, but I am still a little surprised we didn't stop and look at that.
I thought at the very least
incompletion or
look at it.
We've looked at a lot tonight.
Yep.
And we've stopped the game a bunch of times. That seemed worthy at least of having a second look. That was a big play. Northwestern happy they didn't, and now they move inside the 40.
Big picture here. 4-point game. You got 5.5 closing in on 5 minutes. At the very least, Purdue and Nick Holt, they played so well. They've emptied it this second half. They have to hold them to a field goal here. I mean, they are playing with their backs against the wall. They cannot obviously allow a touchdown.
And Northwestern very happy to be deliberate, let as much time tick off as possible. Straight ahead running, wrestle to the ground, Lorenzo Neal. Recognize the name. Dad played a long time in the NFL, was a great fullback. Junior's not a fullback.
No, not at all. You know, speaking of dads, Trent Greene is here tonight. We've shown him a number of times, him and his family. He's got to be pretty fired up for the first time really in his career. TJ Greene is out here, not just playing, but meaningful snaps, game on the line, and he's out there playing quarterback for Northwestern.
Trying to put the game away, essentially. Pretty amazing. He's throwing on third down, and he zips one in there. It's caught. Now the tackle, I think he was stopped short, not by much. Skowronek
had to get to the 33. Looked like he was about the 33.5, maybe the 34.
Well, this is sort of Pat Fitzgerald territory, isn't it?
Sure is. Well, we saw him down here earlier, right about the same spot, but it was maybe 4th and 4, 4th and 5, and they didn't make it. This time with Greene, the quarterback sneak could easily be a call. Or here comes that kind of that quick huddle where they'll break the huddle quickly and see if they can catch Purdue maybe napping. There's a quarterback sneak.
Got to get the play snap. They do. The sneak comes, and I think he got there.
No, he did, yep. Northwestern is taking their time here, 3.5. Both teams with all 3 timeouts left.
Yep, that's a first down.
He got it.
That's huge. And gutsy to go for it.
This is Pat before that snap. He's just about. Good thing you didn't.
That's good coaching to me.
Yeah.
Be in position if you think the penalty flag's going to be thrown, but let it play out if it's not.
Yep.
So now, if you're Purdue, you might have to think about those 3 timeouts.
TJ Greene just kind of listening to the coaches, milking that clock. He'll wait till about 10 seconds, get everybody ready, lined up.
They snap it with the play clock at 2. A little bit of a awkward exchange, a tackle right at the line of scrimmage, a flag thrown.
There's a hold there on Cameron Greene trying to set the edge. Ended up locking up with Marcus Bailey, the outside linebacker, the talented backer from Purdue.
So I would assume you got to move him back.
Holding. Offense, number 84. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Yep.
Joe Burrow making his first start. We got Jeremy Larkin now taking that Wildcat.
Out of the timeout, Larkin just kind of picking his way, trying to get around that corner. Gets hit hard. Stays in bounds. That keeps the clock winding, and Purdue is going to call another timeout.
They're all in here. I mean, they're basically saying, okay, we call the timeout on the first down, second down, and third down, and Northwestern's essentially a first down away from icing this game and winning it.
I think it's a good decision, though. You got that penalty. It was first and 20, back. So take that chance to, okay, we're going all in with the timeouts.
Yeah, the big thing is Pat Fitzgerald, does he continue to run the ball? Does he take a chance here and throw a high percentage throw and try to pick up that first down? Or does he just run, probably going to run here, force their hand to use that last timeout, and then it comes down to third down. What's he going to do? Do you run and work that clock down and potentially just give the ball up? Or are you going to maybe throw and try to get the first?
Well, and look who's in the game. So that might give you some indication. Can we win it right here with one play? Well, it's a handoff and some good blocking, but stopped well short. It'll be 3rd and 10. Jeremy Larkin.
So you're at 3rd and 10. They use their last timeout. Ball's right now at the 34, so you're looking at about a 51-yard field goal from right here. And I don't, at this point, I mean, a field goal still for Northwestern gets you back up by a touchdown. So maybe if I'm Northwestern, I run this to the right side, get it in the middle of the field, try to pick up another 2, 3, or 4 yards, try to hit that field goal. The clock, by the way, is going to run all the way down under 2 minutes. Hit that field goal, go up a touchdown, and now hope your defense can stop Blau from coming down and scoring it.
I like that thought. And you've talked a lot tonight about how it just feels different when it's a conference game and a division conference game. One of the reasons why I think this game is so important, especially for Northwestern, I mean, their schedule is so loaded. They play a lot of tough games in league. If you win this one, okay, maybe you got a little breathing room. You play some non-conference games. Well, this one is huge on both sides.
Run to the right, but you got to get positive yards.
Yeah, and they really didn't.
No.
In fact, they went backwards by a yard.
Now the play clock should start. Oh, now you got a late hit.
Now I don't know about that call. That's going to decide the game. That is going to finish the game.
And here's the bad part. It's the toss by Lorenzo Neal, your veteran up front at the end of the play. 9 throws Larkin to the ground. If he just would have held him up, everything would have been fine. But the toss at the very end cost him. And that's the ball game.
Yep.
After the play's over, dead ball, personal foul. Defense number 9. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Jeff Brom's upset, but when he sees the video of this, watch 9. I mean, the whistle's blowing, it's blowing, and then throws him to the ground. I mean, that's a no-brainer, Bill.
There was absolutely no need to throw him to the ground.
Right.
If he just lets go, just holds him up, the play's over.
You can hear the whistle blowing and blowing. If he would have just, they were pushing him backwards, that would have been fine. It's just a toss to the ground.
They want that throw down out of the game.
Sure.
Especially when it's a dead ball situation.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a mental error. Purdue's fought so hard to put themselves in a position. That would have been about a 51, 52-yard field goal attempt to go up by a touchdown.
Oh, that was going to be, I don't know what Pat Fitzgerald was going to do there. It was certainly no guarantee they were going to try the field goal. I mean, Purdue, either way, was going to get the ball back with a chance to tie or win the game. And now, with no timeouts, the game is basically over.
Jeff Brom is getting an explanation now. And again, he has nothing you can say. I mean, I understand being frustrated, but the guy he should be talking to is on the right, Lorenzo Neal. The only returner on the front 4, and he's played well tonight. He just made a mental error.
Very bad time for a huge mistake. Which is, I give Northwestern credit. They're going to get out of here with a win, barring just a total disaster. Now, TJ Greene, they're going to trust him with 2:06 to go. Why not? Remember, no timeouts for Purdue. Greene going to roll, and go down.
Yeah, they're just working clock. Purdue can't stop the clock.
And I get it, their fans are unhappy. If you're a fan of a team and that happens to you, you'd be unhappy too.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of gray area.
Sure.
as Bill said, they're trying to get they're trying to get that play out of the game. Everybody knows it.
It's the intimidation factor of it. It's the throwdown. You just can't have it, you know. And there's any official in the country, any conference in the country, would make that call 10 out of 10 times. So I understand being frustrated. They've fought very hard. Their fans are excited about this opening game. They had a chance, maybe, who knows, that last drive, maybe win it. But it was the right call made on the field.
So another timeout for Northwestern. They have one left. What a way for this game to end, essentially. Northwestern, by the way, going back to last year, they're going to win their 9th game in a row. So credit to the Wildcats. They got one of the longest streaks going in college football. We wish you the best of luck for the rest of the weekend and the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's
always
been fun.
great to have you here on
thanks
Thursday
for
night.
having me back.
We had a good game. I expect you'll have a couple of really good games to finish out the weekend.
Can't wait. Headed to South Bend for game day, which we haven't been on a college campus for an opening weekend because of all these intersectional games where they put them in neutral sites like in an NFL stadium. So game day in South Bend, and then Marie and I head down to Orlando for Alabama and Louisville, and over to Tallahassee for Monday night, Florida State, Virginia Tech.
Florida State, Virginia Tech. I don't know what to think about that game.
I don't think anybody knows. There's so many new faces. I'm happy to see DeAndre Francois has worked his way back, and he's been announced as a starting quarterback for the Noles. And I was so impressed with him as a freshman back in 2016. He just kept coming back. Talk about toughness. That kid played with a lot of heart.
Yeah, he's a good player. And that could be a difference maker for Florida State. It's Willie Taggart's debut at home.
Yeah.
Against
a lot of new faces.
Yeah, against a team that has a lot of new faces themselves, Virginia Tech. But it's still Bud Foster.
Always love watching Bud Foster's defense.
Nick Holt might be your quintessential defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Bud's on the list.
Oh, yeah.
And they play hard at all times. So that'll be the final snap of this game. Northwestern earned that one, didn't they?
Sure did.
That's a road conference win to start the year.
31-17 rather at halftime, and they didn't score a point in the second half. They had to hold on, and they're able to fight, and that's what it takes sometimes when you're on the road. Find a way to win and give them credit. They're 1-0 and moving forward.
That's what they do under Pat Fitzgerald. They win the close games. And they've done it again here to start 2018. So maybe it's going to be another special year for Northwestern. On the Purdue side, Rondale Moore, so exciting. I think still good times to come for the Boilermakers. This one will sting, though.
And in a couple weeks, they've got a good Missouri team with Drew Lock. So they've